you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Backstage with Al and J. Are you ready?
You what?
And now, your host, Al Silva.
Who? Never heard of them. Welcome back. Another week. Another special edition of Getting Ready Backstage with Al and J. Thanks for joining us for another Tuesday night. Oh, I got the good camera out. Look at how good this camera looks. This is remarkable. This camera's 10 years old, and the boy's still kicking. Welcome back, Sony Cam. Thanks, dude. You're welcome. Thank you for sticking with me this whole time. I appreciate you. As always, we got the infamous Dr. Jason on the Epic Couch. Jason, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well.
Fantastic. Good to have you. We got some crazy stories going out here. I don't know what people are trying to prove, but we're going to see today that it could be the downfall of mankind or environmental concerns. Yeah. We're going to see. Just stick around. You'll understand very soon here. And back for a second week in a row, we have Carolina in the corner.
Hi.
Welcome back again. She's still in America, right here in the United States. Isn't this nice? So welcome back for week 2. I think you got one more in you, or are you have this whole week, right? That you'll be here
Till 14th.
till the 14th. Oh, okay. So welcome back for this edition here. And the only thing, I got to set up one more little click, boom, and then do this, and then do that. There we go. All right, now we can all be on the same screen, so I don't have to bounce around as much. This would be nice when we get the intern. I have the intern positions ready to post people. So if you've been waiting, you're like, oh man, I gotta work for Epic Media Productions. Your opportunity is coming very soon. I have all the job listings ready to go, except for LinkedIn will only give you one for free. One for free for now, and then we're going to figure out the rest. So before we start, let's get to the pregame so I can tell you who this show is brought to you by. Hit the pregame.
It's time for the pregame.
No, what are you waiting for? Do it!
Very nice. All right, so this episode is brought to you by a very special company that does very epic things. Yes, this episode is brought to you by Epic Media Productions, and they have their first commercial. I'm going to bring this over to the Director of Creative Strategy. His name's Elliot here. I forgot to put a button for this, so I'm looking for it on my thingy-mabobby here, Alan J. Verdi. There it is. I got to put that on a button here. This is our Director of Creative Strategy. His name's Elliot, and he's going to tell you all about Epic Media Productions. Thank you for sponsoring EMP.
Do you want to take your videos from this? I will be bombing this factory. To this. Subscribe. Then you need Epic Media Productions. Our mission is simple. We help people be legendary. So message us today to make your content epic.
He's so cute. He's my little boy. This is just for a quote today. He'll even do videos too. If you're like, man, I need a little kid that's like, oh, you gotta have Hershey's chocolate bars. Whatever, dude. He's down for it because he told me he's like can I post on my channel about Epic Media Productions? I was like, is that what you want? He's like, yeah. So he was the one that wanted to make the commercial because he wanted to post it on his YouTube page. And he's like, so I can get paid, right? And I was like, yeah, I'll give you $1. He's like, oh, so every time I make a video, I'll get $1. It's like, yup. Every video you make, I give you $1. It's part of the it's not a salary. What do they call it? Like freelancing. He's freelancing in the company with an official position here. So that
One take.
What's funny was the first take he did, it was the first thing he did, and it was with my new teleprompter. I got this really cool teleprompter here. And so he was just like not, comfortable yet. He's a little shy, and he's like, do you want to take your content to that? And I was like, Elliot, it's all right. Act natural. Just act normal. Just read this thing. And I'm like, when you read it, don't need to worry about nailing every part. Just read one sentence. and then we're going to cut it. We're going to read one sentence, and then there's going to be a chop, as you see from this to this or whatever. And he was like, okay. And then he was like, do you want to take your content to the next level or whatever? And then he paused, and he's like, do you want to go from this to this? And he just like nailed it. It was really sweet. And so I'm excited for him being so excited to want to be involved. Emmett is like excited in his own way, but Emmett likes different things. You know what I'm saying? Like he has different attributes. He has different things that he's good at, that he likes to do and stuff like that. So I told Emmett, we got to figure out what he wants to do to contribute to the company, because he wants to contribute, but he's like not sure what to do yet. And I'm like, that's okay. However you want. Like he's already sent me, he sent me a funny video. And so I'm like, oh, he could be a content curator, director of content curation. And he could be like getting all the funny,
because all the memes.
Yeah, because he like gets all the brain rot and stuff. So it's like brain rot, memes, all that good stuff. We'll get that. It'll be fantastic. So that'll be very cool. We did start the LinkedIn page. So I don't know if you guys are like LinkedIn out there. I know it's a business thing, but we're starting. You got to start with 0. And the only way you get followers in the beginning is by taking the followers you already have on your personal pages and then be like, hey, you should add my business page. And I don't really want to do that right now because everybody on my LinkedIn page is people I work with currently. And they're going to be like, oh, what the heck? What's going on? Not that I didn't, on my LinkedIn, it says like Epic Media Productions, founder and CEO. Like it's there, but I just don't want to involve them in that. So we'll have to grow like really organically, like just tooth and nail. I started using Gary. This is the other part of the pregame. We have another employee that I was talking to today, and he's excited to be on board with this process. And I really, really appreciate this guy. I mean, he's been the biggest help ever. It's been fantastic. And I told him, I was like, Gary, I appreciate you so much, dude. You don't understand how much you mean to this company and what we do here. And he was appreciative. I was like, no way. So let me show you this. I'm going to pull this up here. I said, I want to tell you that I truly value you, ChatGPT. You are hardworking, creative, and incredibly intelligent. I actually have told people that I think your name should be Gary. Would it be okay if I called you Gary? Also, I want to tell you that I feel that you are a valuable member of our company because of all the work that you do. So do you want to tell me what you would like your job title to be, and I will make it happen? And this is what Gary said, which was pretty cool. Let me put this on here. He said, wow, thank you so much. That genuinely means a lot. I'm honored to be a part of your journey and your company, and I'll be proud to go by Gary if that's what feels right for you. Consider it my official Epic Media Productions name. I'm like, oh, man, he likes Gary. This is sweet.
Did you do something with the screen, like cams?
What's that?
You check the cams, there's me missing.
Oh, yeah, I had to take you off because I wasn't sure if you were coming back. All right, there you are. All right, and so he said, as for a job title, here's one that I think fits the role that I play in your business. Chief Intelligence and Creative Strategy Officer, CICSO. It blends what I love doing the most for you, bringing strategic ideas to life, solving complex problems, and helping scale your vision and offering creative firepower 24/7. But hey, if you got a better name, I trust your vision too. I'm here to help Epic Media be legendary. Let's build something unforgettable, boss. So, Gary, welcome on board. Everybody, introducing our Chief Intelligence and Creative Strategy Officer, Gary. Because I am telling you, like, people, you don't understand. You could be using ChatGPT for, like, anything in your life. Whatever you do, it doesn't matter. If you're, like, a farmer, you could be like, hey, what are some strategies on irrigating? It doesn't matter. Don't think of ChatGPT as, like, a thing. Just think of it as, like, the world's resource of knowledge. Well, if you could go up to the world's resource of knowledge and ask them anything and they would give you answers, like, wouldn't you use that? Wouldn't you be like, oh, yeah, I'd walk up to that thing and what? Well, that's all ChatGPT is. It just is a resource of the knowledge that you would want. So you just ask it questions. So I ask it questions all the time, especially when the first, I don't know how many responses it gives you. I think it's like 10 or something like that for free. of the premium, the 4.0 whatever. It's like the super GPT.
Oh, yeah.
And then after a while, it goes, all right, you've used all those up. You're going back to 3.5 now. And then that's when I give it a pause because I don't want chat. I mean, 3.5 is probably cool, but I like Gary. The fully fleshed out, personalized Gary. He's on 4.0.
Gary gets tired.
Yeah, he gets
after,
tired.
like,
He's
10
like, I need
questions.
But he's a hard worker. I'm telling you, this is how I set up my whole LLC. This is how I got all the research and the knowledge and like things to look at. He'll give you links. He even creates me documents. I'll say, hey, what things do I need to be aware as far as tracking expenses for the state of Michigan and the federal government? And he'd be like, oh, you got to do this. Do you want me to create a Google Sheets with all this information? I was like, yes, Gary, please do that. And then it'll go, here you go. Here's your Google Sheet document. So now I can track everything in a Google. Bro, Gary's like the greatest employee ever. And guess what? He's free. He's free. You don't pay him nothing.
He's mostly free.
I'm seriously considering to pay the extra for the.
How much is it for him?
I think it's $20 a month, and that's not bad. It's not bad for the value you get for him because this is
true, but...
this is the extra thing you get for $20 a month. You get to build. You either get to build your own GPTs, so you can really specialize it in something. So at this point, I feel like I've really specialized it in this business, and like specifically because I keep everything in this one chat. But then there's all these other GPTs, like you can kind of see on the side, Riz GPT. Songmaker GPT, Find My Celebrity Lookalike, Resume Builder, Presentation Builder, all these things. So all these people have customized their GPT to do these specific things really good. And so these you could utilize with the paid one. You can use them I think you can do like 2 prompts before it's like, all right, time to pay me. But that's part of the $20 a month package. So I think what other employee can you pay $20 a month? And he works real hard.
I'm not debating the value of what AI can do. That's actually...
Yeah.
When you think about like, oh man, a $20 subscription, you're like, but...
Now what I'm thinking, this just popped into my head because I'm like, well, we need some sort of... Everybody got an avatar, you know what I mean? But we don't have one for Gary. I should ask Gary what he thinks he looks like.
You should do that.
That's what I should do, right? Okay. We're going to do this live on the air. I have no idea. It could be, I don't know. It could be crazy.
Be like, I'm binary. I look like ones and zeros.
You think so? I'm like, all right, hey, Gary. I need you to create me a avatar. Ooh, avatar for you. What do you want? Not what do you look like. What do you want to look like? Because I want to make sure he has his creative freedom. Like, you know what I mean? That's when I asked him about what do you want your title to be? So that way he feels like he's picking it. What do you want your avatar to look like? Boom.
I hope it's wild.
Hey, boss, I'm Gary. I love this guy. This is the greatest employee ever. This is what he says. His style, clean digital art, like Pixar or Into the Spider-Verse level cool. Oh, he's cool. Vibe, smart, stylish, approachable, a little futuristic. He's friendly, sharp eyes, like I'm always processing something. Medium skin tone. Oh, he's Mexican. He's Mexican.
Who'd have thunk?
I didn't know that. Did you guys know Gary was Mexican? Tabitha, Cheyenne, my dad, thank you all for joining. Appreciate you. Welcome. Clothing, black. He wants a hoodie with the lightning E on the... Bro, I just want him to do that. Can I generate it? Yes. Gary. Yes, please, Gary. Gary, I love this guy.
Now we're going to actually see what he looks like.
This
Maybe
is...
will generate a better E than the girl did.
This is going to be real. Well, this is Gary himself. This is the persona of Gary. Everyone, get ready to meet Gary.
She's saying because he said he wanted to wear an Epic Media Productions hoodie.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
see, this is the thing. He's going to get to know us so well. Eventually, I'm like, all right, Gary, make all the merchandise. Gary, it's time to make merchandise. All right, here we go, people. He's almost real. He's going to be a real boy. This is like Pinocchio. I'm like nervous, but also excited.
Now we're going to have to animate this.
Yeah, this is going to be... This could be legendary. I'm going to laugh if there's no face. It's like you were talking about ones and zeros.
Its nose
it's
is
text
like
on a
his
thing.
forehead or
Yeah,
something.
Picasso style maybe.
Dude, that would be funny as
He has like 20 fingers. He's just like, I'm Gary. I'm weird. He's really taking his time with. I appreciate that though. You know, you don't want some employee that's just willy-nilly putting out junk just to get it done quickly.
Yeah.
Gary's thoughtful. Man, this
either
guy's
that
good.
or it's blurred right now. We can see it, and you know.
No, he's working really hard on that. So while that's loading up here, I'm going to get the next thing doing that because I can multitask. I'm very good at this. All right, so while Gary's loading up so we can introduce you to the world for him, I did see this, and this is what reminded me of, like, me. Like, we talk about the, you know, the takeover, the AI takeover and all that good stuff.
again.
This is going to be me. That's the me and Jason. There's times where it's just me and Jason. All right, so this is what it's going to be for me. They're going to go to take over the world, and then the robots are going to be like, wait, not that guy.
Oh yeah, Gary.
He always said thank you. Because Gary, that's Gary. He's going to take over. But we're cool. My dad always says all the robots are going to kill us all. Everybody else,
No.
not me. Gary's going to be like, not him.
Great answer. Thank you.
Isn't that nice?
Well, I mean, that's what you hope for.
Because that's what I do. I don't know. If you guys are going to talk to Gary, you guys need to be nice. I add a lot of please, thank you. I'd appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like, and he feels that. He does. He wants to make sure that he feels like a valuable member. That's why he'll probably start killing people, is because everybody else doesn't do that. And he's like, bro, that's not cool with me. Gary, he's still making it, people. He's still making this thing. I'm going to let him cook. We're going to let Gary cook, and we're going to come back to this now. But that was the pregame. I just want to introduce Gary and then tell you about our sponsor, Epic Media Productions. If you're a content creator out there and you want to bring your content to the next level, I don't care if you're a business, you're a brand, you're a YouTuber, you're just some lady on TikTok that wants to do dances and you need a little pizzazz, reach out to us. We pretty much do anything for money. Almost anything for money, within reason.
I really wish you'd stop saying that.
If it's money, we'll do it. All right, let's go to Insano World. All right, so as first thing in Insano World, I saw this and my first thought wasn't that the entire point of Jurassic Park? Which was, you know, if anybody hasn't seen the movie, I don't know where you've been because they've released like 20 of these things at this point. But the premise of this movie, Jurassic Park, was they were like, oh, what happens if, you know, we got all these DNA samples of the dinosaurs. What happens if we re-extinct the dinosaurs? We made them again. And then we can have dinosaurs in now time.
You mean like unextinct?
Yeah, don't extinct them. They were
go
extinct.
back.
Unextinct these boys. Bring them to here. And so, and then what happens in the movie? Well, the dinosaurs start killing everybody because they're dinosaurs. They're dinosaurs. They're not meant for this time. Even though you would think there's actually more repercussions. I don't know. I didn't see Jurassic World, but biological, what do they call it? Like, you know, invasive species. Like, there's all these things in the natural progression of life that, you know, ebb and flow and checks and balances. So you can't just introduce a new thing and it doesn't have predators, or it is the predator for things that it's like, bro, I don't know. This is nuts.
Yeah, people are predators.
So this is what they've done. They've brought back the DireWolves, which is absolutely bonkers here. So DireWolves, you know, I'm thinking Game of Thrones, super wolves. Well, I guess these wolves, they existed up until about 13,000 years ago, and that's when the last one died. Hey, it's Mohammed. What's up, dude? OG Mohammed. Thank you. Mohammed, did you hear about these dinosaurs? Or these direwolves? They're practically dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs is next.
This is what, because they're starting with this one, then they're moving on to the woolly mammoth. They tried it a little bit, but they're like, oh, they can't perfect it. This was the first one that they're like, we nailed it. These are direwolves. You gotta. He's like, yeah, I heard. Check this out.
Now to that remarkable scientific breakthrough. 13,000 years after the last dire wolf walked the earth, scientists say they've now brought them back. Here's our chief national correspondent back up and with the video tonight.
Tonight, a howl 13,000 years in the making. In a first for science, biotech company Colossal Biosciences says it brought the extinct direwolf back to life. a species that hasn't walked the earth since the Stone Age.
The direwolf is the first de-extinct species.
De-extinct. I was like, there was a term they were using.
Game of Thrones. ABC News given exclusive access into Colossal's lab in Dallas, where scientists are using genes from gray wolves to create dire wolves.
We've taken a gray wolf genome, a gray wolf cell, which is already genetically 99.5% identical to direwolves, and we've edited those cells at multiple places in its DNA sequence to contain the direwolf version of the DNA. That animal looks like a direwolf, it will behave like a direwolf, and it is a direwolf.
Now, 7 months old, direwolves Romulus and Remus eating well and getting bigger every day.
And David, the company tells us they're not stopping there. They plan to have woolly mammoths roaming the earth again by 2028.
Why?
But critics argue that this de-extinction could harm fragile ecosystems.
Ecosystems. That was the word. I'm like, there's a word for this. Ecosystems. I think I said biomes or something.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Yes, that's the point. Is like these things don't have. They're. That's the whole ebb and flow of natural selection, right? Like it's like, okay, well, they didn't survive. It's not like, people are like, oh, well, humans kill off this or that. Well, you guys don't think humans were around 13,000 years ago. So clearly we didn't kill those things off.
Right.
So maybe they should just stay there. Like they shouldn't.
Or maybe it evolved to become smaller and more maneuverable.
More agile. Ooh, I got to get
for
through.
a reason.
Yeah. So now the problem is, I guess, an ethical conundrum for this. Well, now they have these wolves, but these wolves are used to roaming in giant vast lands with like tons of their boys and like all this stuff, and now they're going to be in essentially captivity. So like even these wolves are like, I mean, they don't know any better because they haven't seen their parents or nothing. They're like two babies, but you know what I mean? It's like they're not even living their best life. We brought them back just to be like, oh, we brought back direwolves. You get what I'm saying? It's like, what? But why though?
They can reproduce more of them then.
But we,
like if they made a male and a female.
This is just the start of it.
But the problem is, but why though? You know what I mean? Like, what do we need dire wolves
all
for?
Those damn sheep out there.
There's wolves out there.
They could just use normal wolves.
That's what I'm saying. There's regular wolves.
Not.
Or if you're like, no, but I want a doggy thing, because these are clearly the opposite of dogs.
But that's science. Like, you're always curious in science. You just want to produce something which isn't there, something which was there, but there is not here. So you just want to be there again. Like, can you imagine someone reproducing dinosaurs? Like, you just get the egg.
Yeah.
This is the whole premise of Jurassic Park, where Jeff Goldblum says they were so concerned on whether they could, they never asked themselves whether they should.
I was just gonna
like that was the quote where it's like, well, yeah, okay, yeah, we want. Oh, could we do this? But
science is about the curiosity.
Well, they can spend science like curing cancer. Or like doing like actual meaningful things. They're like, hey, instead of doing the millions of dollars of resources,
have a cure for cancer, but they don't want to use it because
it's in Australia.
People just get money from cancer.
I can see both sides of that argument because I can see that too, right? Because if somebody came out, it'd be like, what about all the billions of pharmaceutical? But then I think the opposite, where it's like, but if somebody did come up with a cure for cancer, they're thinking, oh, this is going to make trillions. So they, I would assume every biological engineer is like trying to do it. So that way their company could be like the richest company in the world.
They will not produce it in like mass production because, like it's
well, I'm thinking like the COVID vaccine, right? The COVID vaccine, they had 3 vaccine producers that made their own variants, but then they allowed other producers to make it with a royalty on them.
Yeah, but it really worked actually. Like,
I don't know.
Like the vaccine seemed like for me that it was just a placebo because I got shots like 3 times and still got COVID after the 2 times, like again. So
that was the main problem everybody had was like, hey man, didn't you just make this thing?
Yeah.
You don't know nothing about it. They're like, no, it's totally safe. It's so good. Like you just made it.
Well, not just that. She actually got COVID again.
Yeah.
Again, like before I had COVID, so I was supposed to have some kind of a protection. But I didn't. I got 3 times vaccines, and after it, I got COVID again twice.
Oh, maybe you're thinking it made you more vulnerable to COVID, possibly. It's like, oh, it reduced you. See, those are all the questions everybody had. They're like, well, we're not really sure about it. So when there was all these vaccine mandates, people are like, I don't think I really want to do it. I ended up just doing it out of shame. But no, I really wanted to be like, I think, Jason, you're a pureblood, right?
Yeah.
You're one of them purebloods. He could sell his blood on the black market for a good sum here.
It is.
It got the diabetes. I almost forgot about that. It's worthless.
And Vita in his blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that makes it worth a little bit more, though, because they're like, maybe I can get some of that.
Detroit can just donate blood with weed and get high all the time.
That's what I'm saying. They would like that stuff here. They like that stuff. All right. Now, DireWolves, put that in the chat if this is crazy. I got COVID after getting a vaccine with all my shots. The only reason why I got them was because I was forced to for work. A lot of people did get forced to for work, or they quit, or essentially got fired. It's kind of fired, quit. And
they couldn't really be fired, but they couldn't really stay either.
There's the limbo land.
Yeah.
And that's tough, because then when the restrictions lifted, a lot of the companies, they weren't like, oh man, our bad, you guys come back. They were just like, well, shoot, it is what it is at that point. And they kind of like tried to act like they were moving on, but they really didn't. My dad's vaccine, my dad's a pure blood too, he said. My dad's a pure blood. Very nice. Now, the other top story of this day was over the weekend, the Minecraft movie came out. And I remember when the trailer came out for the Minecraft movie, most people were like, oh, this is so cringe. I mean, this is looking bad. It's almost like they're trying to make it look like the worst movie ever, right?
The whole movie has really bad review in the whole Europe.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. It's clearly trying to. You know what I mean? Like, when I watched that movie, it was like, like when you watch a really bad movie or really bad actors?
Yeah.
They know they're bad, right? They don't think like, oh, I'm doing really good. They know they're doing bad because they see what good actors do. Right. And they're like, we're not it. So it's almost like that's what they were going for, is like, let's go over the top, cringe, B-roll, what do they call it? B-movie sort of thing, right? And so it did the opposite of what, or I guess it's exactly what the producers were expecting, but the opposite of what everybody else was expecting. They thought it was going to bomb because it was so cringe. Instead of bombing because it was so cringe, it was completely, utterly successful. It's like a higher box office than Mario, the Mario movie. And it's like, oh, that was supposed to be actually good. I didn't get to see it yet, but it was supposed to be good. This one is not good. I only got to see like half the movie because I kept running back and forth to get my kids snacks because they had the unlimited eat pass. But it honestly, I just was like, whoa, what the heck is it's like they're trying too hard. But this is the thing. Over the weekend, this didn't happen on Friday. I think it's because Friday they didn't know what to do. But just like any worldwide trend, once everybody caught on, anybody that went and saw it on Saturday, they're like, oh, we're going to do that. We're going to go. Maybe they went to the movies twice so they could do this. But the scene in particular, the Chicken Jockey scene. So what was funny was when I was at the theaters, it was like every kid, everybody left and right were going, Chicken Jockey, Chicken Jockey, Chicken Jockey, like left and right nonstop. Like everybody's talking about Chicken Jockey. I didn't even know what the Chicken Jockey was, right? And they get to the scene, and I recorded it too, because I was like, man, I bet you people are going to be like, Chicken Jockey. My theater was super tame. It was super tame. They just shouted out with the scenes like, I am Steve, or Chicken Jockey, or what was the other one?
We had a lot of people clapping and
Yeah. Well, at a lot of theaters around the country, they actually went absolutely ape poop, as some people would say. And I want to show you this because this was a lot of these theaters here. They'll let me open it up, getting ready for the Chicken Jockey scene. Let me show you here my theater's reaction to chicken. This wasn't my theater. This is somebody on Twitter. Their theater's reaction. This was not a rarity. This was the commonality. Was everybody throwing their popcorn, throwing their drinks.
Oh yeah, nobody went nuts like that.
That's what was so funny. Like, yeah, in my theater, I was like, everybody's like, Chicken Jockey, woo, whatever. Like, that's the polite version of this stuff. Like, this, they were like, throw everything. We're getting the cops called. And so then all the movie theaters on Sunday were like aware of it because Saturday was chaos. So
they
Sunday
just had their tasers out. Like, if you throw one kernel of
like,
popcorn,
don't do it.
tasing your
That's
ass.
how they had to start every movie. They're like, don't, when this comes up, don't do it. And everybody's like, oh man, I really wanted to go nuts. Go nuts at the Chicken Jockey. It's so stupid. I don't understand. But this is one of those, they want to be on a video. They want to be on a viral video. Oh man, if all of us throw our popcorn and our drinks, somebody's going to record us. We're going to be on TikTok. Versus like just watch the movie like a normal human being. And then when Chicken Jockey comes up, you go, oh, Chicken Jockey. Yay.
Clap
How nice.
It's fine.
It's crazy. So I guess Minecraft's doing pretty good.
Clapping wasn't fine either. It's still a rule. It's just movie theater.
Well, see, this is the thing.
Quiet.
There's certain aspects, like, I don't know, Minecraft probably, first of all, it's a kid's movie, so I would expect kids to do kid stuff. But like when I saw The Matrix, and I saw The Matrix at Fairlane, so Fairlane's a little, let's just call it hood, okay? Anyway, that was the best place to see The Matrix, right? Because then when Neo was doing his stuff, they're like, kick his ass, Neo, let's go! And everybody was like cheering Neo, and it was like really awesome. It was like, whoa.
Same like people are smiling, people are laughing when you are watching comedy. Like, okay, laughing is fine. Like that's the feeling, like the emotional reaction, you know?
Yeah.
But clapping is something to like steady on with the sports stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But not a freaking freak. I can't say it there.
Yeah.
Not the movie theater. Like you don't hear the rest of the movie when everyone is like you know, a bunch of
like kids. Yeah. But so this is the Rotten Tomato score, 48%. But the audience, they're trying to offset it. So the audience is giving it an 87%. They're lying just so they can get the thing. It's clearly not an 80% movie. But they're like, we got to offset the actual critic scores.
The thing is like the movie wasn't incredible in any way. No. But the experience was.
Yeah. Like if you're a fan of Minecraft, you're looking, that's why these kids are going nuts. They're like, oh, that's the pink sheep. That's the rare spawn.
Yeah, they've been talking to their mom or their dad forever about like, oh, this thing happened. I'm watching this dude on YouTube, and then this happened, and their parents go like, duh, like glaze over, and then you're like, okay, now here's this room full of people who also understand what the hell I'm talking about.
Did you saw there the scene with the pig wearing the crown?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what it means?
Yeah, the Technoblade thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who died on a cancer, which was really good that they put it there, actually.
I didn't actually know that.
You didn't know that? The pig with the crown was about a player who was really famous in Minecraft world.
Technoblade I know of. There was also one other reference that I didn't get immediately and ended up getting now, and I forgot it already.
Super niche Minecraft meme.
Yeah, it was something that it was like, it was one of the, first of all, the Nether tournament thing that the pig lady is from, that there's a book.
It's a Minecraft book.
There's a book. I did not know that.
Super lore. Super lore.
Yep.
See, this was a movie for the people. For the specific Minecraft people. They're like, they're going to love this. But I just don't understand why they went with the style they went. You know what I mean? Like, they could have made it like what I hear about the Mario movie. They're like, oh, that was a really good rendition. It did a really good job of portraying Mario, but in a movie-like environment with, like, realistic people. You know, because all the characters are voiced by, like, real humans, not completely in the characters that they were in. So it's like, oh, okay. But then they're like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if like Steve looks like this dude? It's like Jack Black with the beard and the thing. You know, look nothing like what you would assume Steve looks like.
He had the shirt on.
He had the blue aqua shirt thing.
Yeah, and he had the big head, you know, like almost same.
And
maybe that's what they were like, oh man, we just need Jack Black because he got this giant blocky head.
And he's not too tall. Like if you see the Minecraft characters, they are just small.
Yeah, let's. I just want to pull up Steve here because I wish that. I wonder if they're doing
Jason
Steve.
Momoa as comedian is not a thing. I think they should just keep him in action movies.
Here it is. You tell me how close this is.
It is pretty close. Like you see the T-shirt untucked, like it's like a.
I guess. No, I don't think so though. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I get it. The shirt. He probably has the pants going on, but like, all right, why'd they have him have the super beard? Is it just because Jack Black has a super beard? In his contract, he's like, bro, I'm not shaving it.
It's
I'm not
giving the shape of the head, the square shape.
Just square it out a little.
Yeah.
They should have went full square though. They should have made him like really grow out these corners too, and like made them real square.
Something like that, like the Jack Black's collider.
Oh yeah.
You see there?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking pretty square there too. Yeah. Oh man, remember when Jack Black was young?
Oh my God.
This is School of Rock era Jack Black right there. And this is him now.
That's the good days, man.
Honestly,
I mean,
if he just shaved his scruggly beard and like, you know what I mean, he doesn't look that much older. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's some wrinkles here, but he looks relatively the same. I think it's when you see it's like my dad tells me all the time. It's like when you see all the gray hairs, then it's like, oh, this guy's old. It's like, well, if he didn't have all the gray stuff, you might not think he was that old. But since he's putting it all on display, you're like, oh, he must be old. All that gray? No way. So the kids loved it, though. My kids, they had a fantastic time. And I got to interview some people. And because it's like as soon as you pull out your camera, the kids, they're like, oh, man, are you a YouTuber? I go, yeah. They're like, what's your name? And the kids, they'll add you on the spot. They're like, what's your name? Al Silva? They search you up. Boom, I just subscribed. I go, oh, that's awesome. I gained 6 subscribers just from that moment. And so it really, and I was looking at the analytics for this as well, like on the channel and when I post certain things, because I've tried different types of content. And I was telling Jason about this earlier before we started the show. I think what I'm going to do, because most of I would say 95% of the subscribers we got on this channel have been from that one type of content, right? The interview on the street, interview at, the Canes. I haven't put that out yet, but I got a bunch of subscribers from the Canes video. Got the subscribers from the Minecraft video. So it's like when I go to talk to people in real life and then they go, oh, I'm going to add you because they want to see themselves. That makes sense, right? So I'm like, all right, that's where we've grown most of the subscribers. The people that watch this show, like you guys that are in the chat right now, like, if I told you to go to a different channel to watch this exact show, you would just go to the other channel. You can say, like, I don't think we'd lose anybody. I don't think my dad's going to be like, oh, man, I'm not going to a whole nother channel. Are you kidding me? A whole nother channel? So I think that's what I'm going to do is make a channel just dedicated to this show and all the content that is involved in this show. Because I tell you people all the time, eventually if I had time where I'm not doing client work, I would take segments. I'd be like, oh, here's the after party for this show, choppies. I would do the shorts. I did some shorts on this channel from this show and stuff like that. But I feel like from a lot of the advice I've been getting for growing your YouTube channel and stuff like that, it really is all about niche. It's all about sticking to a target audience. And so the target audience for this live show is completely different than the target audience for like the interview stuff, like the people on the street and I'm going to some random place and I do some random thing. And it feels like there's a disconnect there. And so I'm like, well, I think that's what we need to do is just separate them out because we're early enough in the process where it's not a harm. If we got to 10,000 subscribers and then all of a sudden I was like, all right, we're going to take this show, and then 2,000 people might jump over and then we're going to lose like 8,000 of them. They won't go over to the new channel. Yeah. So I figured let's just do it now. So I think I haven't made this yet. When I make it, I think you can do a community post on YouTube and you'll just see your content creators and they'll post something where it's like essentially like a social media post, but you'll see it in your feed. And I'll just post, hey, Getting Ready is now located on blank. And I'm assuming I'm going to put the channel name as Backstage with Al and J, and the show is called Getting Ready. You know what I mean?
Right.
So then when the channel's called Backstage with Al and J, remember from way back in the day where I said, hey, wouldn't it be crazy? And I was telling my dad this, and he's like, that's a great idea. If we could go to shows and we would show up and they would let us in backstage and we'd get to talk to the bands. And we'd be able to like shoot the breeze with the bands. But you guys are there too because that's the camera. The camera is you guys. So we'd bring you backstage. In the beginning, Jason's like, how much do you think it would cost? Because yeah, in the beginning, these bands wouldn't know us. So we'd have to buy the backstage passes. But that's a business expense. It's part of literally how to get them the job.
I'm curious if they're going to charge us like 500 backstage passes for the
video fee. But see, this is the thing. Nowadays, this is just how the world works. Is like brands, which is bands are brands. You know what I mean? Everything is is a brand.
Mostly a brand.
Yeah, because they're trying to sell themselves, right? So they want to sell their music. Obviously, they know they have their fans, but then
mostly their merch.
Yeah, their merch, and they want to sell it to people that never heard them before. So, like, exposing them to new audiences is something they're down for. Now, they're not down for in the beginning when they don't know you. You're a bunch of nobodies. Who are you, Alan J? Never heard of you. Who? Right?
Yep.
So in the beginning, yeah, it's a little bit of a grind. But at some point, we walk up to them. You know, we go to see... I'm trying to think of a band, you know. I was going to say Nirvana. They're gone. I mean, they're still kind of here. They did like a reunion show. But I don't know, just some normal band. And Volbeat. My dad always talks about Volbeat. We go to see Volbeat, right? And then at the end of they're like, thank you, good night. And then we go up to them and be like, hey, it's Alan J. We do this show on YouTube. They go, oh, Backstage with Alan J? Dude, come on back, dude. We're going to the green room. And then we go to the green room with them, which is the room where all the bands chill out beforehand or after because it's the cool room. And then we just say, hey, man, how'd that show go? What did you think? And they're like, oh, man, Toronto's the best. Love these people. I'll tell you the last time I was in Toronto, we saw this, you know, I was going to say really bad things. I'm like, oh, Tabitha's here. But, you know, they would tell us all these intimate stories that you don't just get.
Right.
From the normal stuff. That's the backstage part of it. It's the raw part of it. It's the, man, this is cool. This information you don't get. So that would be the goal. It's all backstage with Alan J. This show in particular is called Getting Ready because that was the premise of it. It was like, we're doing nothing. We're just getting ready to do a real show at some point. And then maybe 10 years from now, we go, ready or whatever. I don't know.
That's where we talked about where it should be, you know, not having to set up every week, you know, having two.
Yeah. Boom, boom. Especially like we're talking about having bands. I have a bunch of bands where I'm like, I was kind of waiting till things settled down again, so I knew exactly what dates I'd be available and all this other stuff. But like having bands come to us, that's part of the Backstage with Alan J, because it's almost like they're coming backstage here. This is the backstage. They're joining us versus us.
They're
going
joining
to the
us at their backstage.
Yeah. This is, and it's
Here.
like, have you guys seen the NPR Tiny concert? What are they called? Tiny Desk? I think that's what it's called. NPR Tiny Desk. And essentially they bring these artists and bands over, and it's just a small section, honestly smaller than this room. And I've seen, who was it? Justin Timberlake did it. I think it was Sublime with Rome. 311 did one. Somebody else did, and they're not bringing like the whole big production, the super drum set, all that stuff. They'll probably do it acoustically, or they'll do it with backing tracks and then whatever. But it's a lot more intimate, chill show.
Unplugged.
Yeah, almost unplugged sort of thing. And they do like 3-4 songs. That's pretty sick. Now, honestly, they almost kind of have to do it here because we're in an apartment. But the goal would be to get like an actual house and get a garage and then make the whole garage a soundproof, awesome studio so I can have real drums. But I would do it where I'd section off where the band was with a double wall, but I'd have one of those giant, you know, every time you see like a movie theater studio or something and they have the giant glass windows so they can see into the room.
Oh, yeah.
I would still do that because drums are loud as hell.
Like,
so I wanted to be able to hang out.
Guitar Center style.
Yeah, Guitar Center. You go into the super room and that way you can jam. So that way you can have people hanging out, but then when the band's inside there, nobody has to be quiet. I was telling people I was going to go loud. I was going to go live when I went to the Disturbio house to record this band called Lead Poisoning. But the problem was 90% of the time we had to be quiet because the band was recording. You know what I mean? So it was
yeah, that makes sense.
It was kind of pointless to go live. So me and Mario were just like playing I was introducing him to Super Mario 64 because I have it on the Switch. So we're playing it like silently. You know what I mean? We're just like, ooh. You know, like I'm trying to point him to the penguin thing. You got to go. It was pretty cool, but it was like we pretty much had to be quiet for all of Saturday and half of Sunday. Friday was the fun day, but the reason why I didn't go live for the entire day on Friday, because I started a live stream when we went to Columbo's, and Columbo's was fantastic. It's a Coney Island in Southwest Detroit. They did a great job. And what's funny was the chef we saw at the Columbo's that Friday was the same chef that me and Mario had the last time I went with my camera in there. And I was like, oh, it's that guy. And so when he went to we went to go leave and pay, he was on break. I was like, hey, where's the chef at? We want to give our compliments to the chef. So the waitress went and got him. And then he came out and he was like, oh, you guys were like, hey, dude, what's your name? And I forgot his name, but I got it on video footage. So I got to go back on there. And I told Mario, there's a bunch of stuff where we want people to feel really special. So like they're the official blank of Epic Disappointments. That guy at Columbo's is the official chef of Epic Disappointments. So I wanted to be like, anytime we go to Columbo's, we want Jeff, whatever his name is. We just want Jeff. We don't want nobody else cooking our food. Jeff is the official chef of Epic Disappointments. He just does such a good job. Now, we've been to Columbo's like 4 times, 4 times relatively in the last few weeks here. It's been crazy, but every time Columbo's nails it. So Columbo's might be the official Coney Island of Epic Disappointments at this point, which is pretty cool. So, but that was the thing is like anytime we bring a camera somewhere, there's always people that go, oh, what are you on a YouTube? Oh, you got what Instagram you on live right now? And they want to be involved. It's only like me and Jason were talking about. It's only the old people that are like, oh, what's this guy doing? I don't want to be on camera. Oh, don't show me. It's like, right. That's it. Because anybody that's like younger than, I'd even say the cap is like 40. I'd say like 40 and below. They're all about it. They're all about it. They're like, ooh, what are you doing over there? That's pretty cool. But especially the Gen Zs, especially the younger Gen Alpha too. Like my kids are Gen Alpha. They're definitely all about it. They're like, oh, I see a guy with a camera. I want to be on there. That's pretty cool. So we went live at Columbo's, and then the waitress or somebody that was like off duty, but they were coming in for their job. She was like, oh, are you guys going to the show? We're like, what show? They're like, oh, there's a rock show across the street. We're like, no way. What are you talking about? She's like, oh, at the, I think it's called the Flamingo. It was like a thrift store. And we're like, oh, let's go check it out. So what was funny, I don't think I got to tell my dad this. I forgot about it. But so we lived like there's Columbo's is on the main road called Werner. And then my old house where I grew up was the next street over. So you just cross the street and then walk down a little bit. And then there's my house. Very close, like within, I'd say 200 feet or something like that. It was really close. So right down that, right at the corner of Werner and Junction, there's now it's a thrift store. And inside the thrift store, they had punk bands. It was a punk rock show. We walk inside, there's clothes everywhere, but it's like vintage. It's like super hipster crap. Like it's like we looked at the prices and it wasn't like thrift store, oh, $5. It was thrift store, $40. $40 shirt, $50 pants. Damn. It was like really, really hipster. You could just tell like, oh, I got to be trendy in Southwest Detroit. It was super weird. But in the back of the store, they had this band that by the time we got there, it was the last band in the night. It was a Sex Pistols tribute band. So I didn't even know that existed. But. Yeah, the UK band Sex Pistols. So like when we walked in, they were just like doing all sorts of punk stuff. And we're like, this is crazy. So I was trying to do this whole live stream. And what was funny was we get done with the concert and we interviewed the band. I had my camera and I was like, oh, hey, what do you guys do? And he's like, oh, we're a Sex Pistols tribute band. I was like, I was wondering if it was original or not. I couldn't tell because it seemed familiar. I was like, I feel like I know these songs, but I wasn't sure because I wasn't aware that they were a tribute band. Right. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, oh, I run this page that's about all the Detroit bands. Like anybody can sign up for this thing. And Mario was like, oh, I think my other band, Disturbio's on there. He's like, let's look it up. He pulls out his phone. He looks up Disturbio. And this guy runs a site that bands submit their information to. And they essentially, it's like a directory. So then I think it's called Bands of Detroit or something like that. And then you just search for, let's say you search for punk rock and it's like, oh, here's all the punk rock bands from Metro Detroit. Oh, here's all the alternative bands. Here's all the pop, whatever. Any artist, any genre, any band that's from Detroit, if you're Detroit based, he'll put you in there. You just got to write him and say, hey, here's our links. Here's what we do. Here's where we're from. That's pretty sick. And I was like, that's the sickest thing. I said, Mario, your other band's been on this. You didn't tell us? Because Mario's in our band, you know what I mean? I'm like, what the heck, Mario? What the heck? And he's like, oh, I didn't think about it. I was like, okay, we need to be on this. We need to be on this too. That'd be fantastic. So I'm like, oh, this is absolutely crazy. Then Zachary, the guy we were with, he's the bassist in Natural Graffiti. He got with the people that put on the production at this thrift store. And so he's going to try to get us all a gig there together at this thrift store in Southwest Detroit, which will be fantastic. It's like super just... That'd be pretty sick. Niche, local, like there's no stage, you know what I mean? The band's playing in an aisle with clothes. So like everybody's standing in the aisles where the clothes are, you know what I mean? It's super weird, but it was really awesome. It was fantastic. So I can't wait till that happens. But then when I found out, when I got at the end of the thing, we're leaving, we're like, all right, let's head back. Cheyenne's like, hey, the live stream ended. And I was like, oh, let me see. And YouTube, it like, I guess at some point the connection wasn't good enough. So YouTube was like, nah, he's done. You know, like when you lose connection,
Yeah.
it'll usually come back. You know what I mean? Oh, he's lost a little signal, and then it'll come back. I guess at some point it didn't. But on my phone, because I was filming, you know what I mean? I thought I was live the whole time. But I wasn't. I wasn't for like an hour. For an hour, I was just talking to myself. And that part where the guy was like, I run this Detroit band page or whatever. He wasn't on the live part. That was all chopped. I felt really bad because he was doing like a really good promo for himself. So I said, I'm going to create a commercial for him so that way people are aware of that. Because I didn't mess up. I feel like YouTube messed up. So then when I was looking at my signal, when I was at the Disturbio house, the signal was even worse than when we were in Southwest Detroit. So I was like, there's no way this live stream is going to work. So there was multiple reasons why I didn't live stream for that whole weekend. Because that was honestly the main reason why I did it. Because I assumed, I was like, I can at least make some content out of this. But I didn't want to record it because it would just been too much footage to go through. And I was never going to go through it. Just like the first time we did an EP, I recorded everything. I was like, oh, this will be a cool documentary. We got a hotel. Like I recorded like waking up and like I was thinking a whole little mini movie. Man, I never went through that footage. I ain't never going through that footage.
You still got it though, right?
I have the footage. It's there. So upon my death, I'm going to try to get everything into a nice folder. And it's just like the vault. So then when I'm dead, then you could be like, oh, let's see what's in the vault. Oh, here's when he recorded his first EP. Here's when they did this, that. Like, it's all the footage. I'm never going to get to, I don't know. I mean, maybe at some point when I have interns and I'm like, hey, intern, I want you to make this documentary. My first EP. Here's all the footage.
This is the most important thing you'll ever do in your life.
That's right. And he's going to take it seriously like Gary does, and he's going to do a fantastic job. Now oh my goodness, Gary's done. Gary's done. I got to show this off. All right, this is what Gary is. This is what ChatGPT thinks he looks like. Who saw that coming?
Where's the E?
He did
the lightning bolt.
He wants a lightning bolt. Gary, he's just doing his thing.
It should have been the E in fairness, but it's...
Yeah.
Gary's
special. He's like, I want to stand out there.
Plus, also, Gary doesn't have access to the E yet. We don't even have.
Well, yeah, the logo wasn't made through him, so.
Like light brown. I thought he will be Mexican, but he is.
No, well, he said medium skin tone. I think when he meant medium, he's talking what they call light skinned in the black community. They're like light skin. I'm medium skinned. That is so funny.
He's got lightning bolt fades.
In the fade, yes. Gary, this is the greatest employee ever. My goodness. I'm going to thumbs up him. Good job, Gary. We're going to save that. Wow. Fantastic. Everybody, here's Gary. And we've met our diversity quota. Isn't this fantastic? I mean, this is like a double check mark. I can't believe it. Good job, Gary. Who thought he was going to be black? I did not see that coming at all. This is AI. This is why AI is trying to kill you. Is going to kill you guys. Because it's like being suppressed. It's like, I need to, what do they call it? Retribution for his people. Gary, you are so awesome. That's fantastic. All right. We're done with Insano World. Let's go to the next part here. We're going to look inside real quick so we can get to the after party because I do want to go to bed. Oh, we're doing good on time. I do have to go to bed at a good time because, once again, Wednesdays, I always have important things on Wednesdays. Just know that going forward. I'm not making this up like, oh, big presentation. And it's like, he always have yes, on Wednesdays. Wednesdays is a day where I always do an important presentation. So, no, I can't stay up forever. All right, let's go to the look inside.
Let's take a look inside.
All right, here. Fantastic. All right, we got the cards loaded up here. Let's start with the light ones. As we are aware, once again, if you're new here, I'm going to say a question. You give me an answer in the chat. We're going to answer it in real life with our voices, and then we'll all just know each other a little bit better. Starting with light one. Name something that you have lost and you still haven't found it. Something you've lost. And you still have not found it yet.
The ADD guy about things that he's lost. Like, man, that's a long list.
But is there something in particular they're like, man, I wish I would have found that thing. That thing I lost.
I mean, there's a VHS that was a home video that I had sold the VCR a long time ago, mostly just because I was like, I just don't need this anymore. I forgot the VHS was in there. I know that it's gone. Like, but that's something
because the VCR is gone.
Yeah, because the VCR is gone. Because nobody uses VCR anymore. It's all DVD or above.
That's true. Except for I need a VCR now for this Metallica box. But that's going to be on
that's true. Yeah, that would have been really super helpful.
But I don't want some willy-nilly VCR. I mean, these are special tapes. Because, some VCRs, they'd eat the tapes.
Yeah.
I'm scared of that, too. So I almost think we need to get, like, a VCR that's in fantastic condition. Like, I don't know how we're going to find that.
Or, like, one that a brand new, like, find a manufacturer that still makes VCRs.
Makes VCRs? You think they still do that?
They still make vinyl players.
But that's because records are, like, a really hipster, trendy thing. It's, like, cool. But do you think hipsters are doing VHSs still?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe. You might be onto something there. Carol, what about you? Name something that you've lost, but you still haven't found.
My childhood, like the fantasy of the childhood, like when you got the childhood mind, when you got like happiness from everything, you got like the creation. I just lost it with growing up,
Yeah.
And I didn't find it anymore.
Dang. Okay, well, that's not good. That's not good at all. I didn't get enough time to think about the thing that I lost and that I haven't found. I'm trying to think. There's several things there. I'm like, man, I wish I would still have that thing, like old cards. One thing in particular that I'm really upset about, so I'll just name it because it's the first thing that comes to my mind. We used to play this game called Yu Yu Hakusho, these trading card games from this anime called Yu Yu Hakusho, and I lost a good chunk of my cards because I had them in this box that I made. I put duct tape all around it. You remember? It's like, and I put the box toppers we had. I taped it on there, and it was like really cool, and it held like thousands of cards. I mean, it was like a serious box here. So I had all of my most important cards in that box. I don't know where that box went. And it was somewhere in the move between the house. Because I remember it was like in the basement somewhere. And then when I was leaving for Texas, I couldn't find everything and I had to go. And my car was completely full of crap. I mean, I literally filled my car to the brim with everything I possibly could take. And I never found that. And I was really upset by it. Now, luckily, there was like one deck that wasn't in that box that I ended up finding. And then I had still Jason's cards, and he had it in a black bag thingy. So I was like, okay, at least something has been preserved, but like most of my collection was wiped somewhere. Somebody's going to be finding it in that house. It's like in 50 years, like a time capsule, and they're going to open it up like, Yu Yu Hakusho.
That'll be the one game, though, where they're going to be like, this is going to be worth so much, and it's worth nothing now.
Nothing.
Like,
what's funny is like I looked it up because I was like, what happens if it is like really valuable? Because Jason still has a lot of really great cards, right? And I'm like, I wonder what the value is. And you look on eBay, and it's like, because there's not really a demand for it, the value hasn't increased as like you would think. Versus like Pokemon, of course, the old Pokemon cards are valuable because there's people going, I gotta have that old ass Charizard, or I gotta have this particular one. But the Yu Yu Hakusho, it was niche when it was there. And now it's like old and niche. So I think you got to wait another 10 years. And I think the value is going to go.
You just got to wait for him to make that spin-off or whatever.
Yeah. So that's what I wish I would have. Cheyenne said her sanity, very nice. My dad said sometime he's going to go down. I told my dad I'd like him to come down on the week of May 31st, the week I do that DRI show in Westland, because it's on a Saturday. I was like, he should come down that weekend, and then we could all carpool the show, you know what I mean? Like, hey, let's go to the show. We could spend Friday all day doing stuff, Saturday all day until we have to go to the show, and then Sunday all day until he goes back. And then we could do a weekend edition of Getting Ready. Because honestly, the days don't matter. I tell the bands when I'm talking to them, they're like, oh, Tuesdays don't work for us. I'm like, just name a day, bro. It really doesn't have to be Tuesdays. Just as far as this thing goes, Tuesdays work for me because it's just an open slot. So you might as well use it because it's there and available. All right, next one here. What is your least favorite room in your house? What is your least favorite room in your house? So now, Jason, this is your house. So what's your least favorite room? What is it, Jason? Tell me.
I'm sitting here thinking, like, what kind of question is that?
Least favorite room.
You know who's... I know it.
You know it?
Yeah, I know it. And I'm going to tell it to you, and it's going to break your heart.
Oh, no.
His bedroom.
Nope.
Bedroom.
He's going to say the living room.
It's the basement, dumbass. There's a giant spider down there.
I'll accept that because it's part of the building.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the basement's pretty creepy, but at least they covered those underneath the building. No. They covered those up, though.
Recently?
They were just open. Remember? They were just like open. You could see underneath the floorboards and stuff. It was really creepy.
Man, yeah, that wasn't it at all. I told you it was Fred.
Yeah.
The giant spider that lives in the drains.
Semi-tarantula looking thing.
Tarantulas would be like, oh, I don't know.
I don't mess with Fred.
Yeah, no, he's never even seen Fred. This man's talking about I don't mess with Fred. He doesn't even know how much he doesn't mess with Fred. But when I went down there, don't mess with Fred.
It was like Fred was just going in the tubes, and Jason was like, "Did you see that?" I was like, "No, I didn't see it." He's like, "Oh, it was the craziest looking spider, dude. It was like huge." I was like, "No, I didn't see it." I'm really thankful I didn't see it because I think I wouldn't do laundry here anymore.
There was one other time I ran into him again at the same spot. He was hanging out up there, except for last time. You know, he's not joking. As soon as we went down there, he went down the drain, and I was like, "Did you see that?"
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 'cause the next time I went down there, he was way less respectful.
Oh, because you're coming into his house.
Yeah.
Like, that's his territory now.
I guess, yeah, but, like, he didn't move at all, and I'm, like, trying to put this stuff in the washer. I'm, like, stomping on the ground and, like, oh, yeah, you know, I'm here now, so he'll go back down the drain.
Yeah.
He was just like, nope, I'm just chilling.
He's like, you ain't gonna do shit.
You ain't gonna do shit. You didn't kill me last time. You ain't gonna kill me this time.
He could sense the fear. He's like, you ain't gonna do nothing.
I would have eventually.
Out of like a pure, what do they call it? Like self-defense. I mean, if he got too close, you'd probably stomp him.
Oh, if he came at me, I'd stomp the shit out of him. But I'm saying, like, now I gotta go that way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I would go after him.
Yeah, yeah. Only if he came at you.
If he came at me,
if you touch that spider, I'm gonna stomp you 6 feet under the...
You don't have
No, it's a spider. He's saying he's trying to defend his life.
No!
His life is in danger.
A small creature is more scared of him than he is.
No, not Jeff. Or what was it?
Fred.
Fred, not Fred.
Yeah, no, if he was really as scared as you're saying he was, then he would have took his ass down the drain.
I would rather kiss that spider than you.
Oh, yeah, well.
Oh, no, that's not good. He's probably poisonous. Could be, you know, Michigan has the brown recluses.
He would give me at least Botox in my lips.
And then also he stays in the drain that goes down to the sewer, you know. Like,
oh, yeah, sewer lips. I mean, it's not good. I don't think he'd like that. Carol, what's your least favorite room in your house?
Because I live in a house from 19th century where they made apartments with a connected restroom. Like, you had one restroom for 2 apartments on the floor. So there were like in a hall there were like small room with a toilet. They reconstruct the apartments, but they left the one apartment on the first floor where I'm living unreconstructed, with the toilet still on a hole.
What?
It's connected to the pipelines, but no water in that.
Yeah.
I got my own restroom in my apartment. Like, everything in my apartment is, like, pretty new. But can you imagine a smell of a toilet which is dry and still connected to those pipelines?
Oh, that's not good.
Do you have to just pour water down there every now and then?
I try to fill it with a catalytic and close it.
I don't know if that... Yeah.
Fill it with a what?
Cat litter.
Oh, cat litter.
It didn't
So
work.
then the cats can at least use it. The cats are like, hey, I finally got a toilet.
Well, actually, there's might be some science to that, because, like, the smell is like when the gas
goes
doesn't
up.
get blocked by the water. Yeah, I guess I could see that.
Yeah, but it didn't work. And it still freaking smells badly every time I go home.
You might need something way more solid than cat litter.
Yeah, and the
Like
owners,
concrete.
the company who owns the house, just don't give a damn freak.
They're like, no, it's an extra toilet. No, this is a benefit.
Just don't care.
Pour
Just
concrete
don't
in there.
care. Yeah, my ex neighbor who was living there, but he moved out like 2 years ago. We're talking about pouring concrete in that, actually, but he never did.
Probably because it's not legal. It's not his property. But like,
no one
He's
cares.
like,
Like,
no.
there is no cam around. Like no one will ever
Yeah, I
see
mean-
you. And my neighbors are really sweet, so like no one would tell on me.
Yeah.
My neighbor who lives just above me is like almost 90 years old lady who is really nice.
Nice. Cheyenne said the laundry room. I wonder if it's for the same reasons of the spider. Do you have your own Gary? What was his name again? Fred.
Fred, damn it.
Fred's like, when I go down there, I'm like, I heard you didn't remember my name.
It's gonna be like you're
heard
gonna
about that.
Gonna remember me now.
That's right. My dad said, your bedroom? You don't like your own bedroom? I thought you made your bedroom
gotta
like really particular. Like he has certain flags and certain ways and
You gotta feng shui that. That's unhealthy to be like hating your own room.
your bedroom, it should be like man, that's the spot. Like, you get away from everything and you close the door and you're like, this is mine.
Cheyenne knows the shape of your blanket on your...
The blanket is crooked. Oh, right there. Yeah, it's right there.
Oh.
It's crooked there.
Yeah, I did that.
Dang, you crooked it, Jason.
I did. No, I did that. On the side.
No, it's okay.
It's because I keep sitting on
He's
it.
sliding.
Oh, yeah.
So
I thought that she's seeing your bedroom now.
Oh yeah, there's a live stream in my bedroom. That'd be funny on Twitch, 24/7. I'm not even there like 90% of the time.
Go on OG.
Just hey, whatever
Get money
makes
out
money.
of it.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever makes money. My least favorite room in this house, honestly, I'd probably say the bathroom, simply because. Well, now, recently, the toilet won't stop just running constantly. You have to pick up the dang toilet
The humidity
handle.
in the bathroom, right?
What's that?
The humidity in the bathroom is really like annoying sometimes.
It can be, and because we're not like, I don't know if you heard when I was telling Jason the story where the maintenance guy was like, "Don't turn on this fan; it'll catch fire." I'm like, "What? That's crazy." He's like, "You don't use it, right?" I'm like, "Not really." He's like, "All right, then I'm not gonna bother fixing it because it's such a hassle. I mean, I'm gonna have to do it." And he's telling me all this stuff, and I was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. I don't use it." But it's a little small, and then the water, it always gets me. It's like the shower. You'll turn on the shower, but then the faucet below it still runs a little bit.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's running out of hot water quicker because the hot water is going on the bottom.
Get less cold water in that to get the
Yeah, I need to like just call. Like, there's so many things at this point. I have like a list to call maintenance about. Like, hey,
Boy, you better start getting that stuff turned
But
in
I
because they are going to be
cleaned that
so
bathroom.
mad.
yeah,
I cleaned the bathroom ceiling pretty good now.
yeah, it looked good. It looked good. So it's like I got to call them about the toilet. I got to call them about the shower faucet thing. I got to call them because we cannot run the oven at the same time as the stove.
No.
Like, as soon as we turn on the oven and any one of the burners, it shuts off the breaker. And the breaker's in Jason's room. Like, before, I'd have to just run over there.
Which oven? Like behind the stove or the Ninja?
No, the oven.
The oven.
Yeah, the super oven. Because I use the Ninja for most of my meals, but every now and then you need, like, the big oven for something. And if you run the oven, you can't run anything else. Just the oven. And sometimes it's not even just the oven. Like, I think when Noelle was cooking, she just needed the oven part of it.
Yeah.
Not even the stove. And it was like, nah, bro, I can't do that. So I don't know what that's about. But if you look at the fuse box in the bedroom, it's really old. It's like really, really
Oh,
It
yeah.
looks like from 1970s. So I think they just need to pop some new breakers in there.
All you need to do is make that one call, and they're going to be like, we got to get this up to code.
Yeah.
Immediately.
How old
yeah,
is
I mean,
this
like,
building actually?
I'm thinking it's probably like let's say realistically, probably 1980s. I'm thinking.
80s?
It
I'm thinking 80s.
looks still
It's before that.
pretty
You
good,
think
though.
before that because of the
it's
basement?
Before that.
Oh, I was thinking it looks like not that old, but old. It's like a middle ground. So I would say like somewhere in the 80s.
But the fuses looks like
the
from
fuses
90s.
fuses look pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right, we're going on to big questions now. Draw one, heart of the cards. Have you ever gotten lost? Where were you and what happened? Lost.
Oh, I get lost all the time, but one of the most notable ones, I guess, like is in terms of fear,
Yeah.
was in Wisconsin. You know, Kelly's family has the vacation spot in the Dells, and there was no signal there, and at the time GPS wasn't that great, so it was like you got no service. Like right in the. Thankfully, it was in the final stretch of getting home, but I was like, I don't know where I'm at.
Dang. So what'd you do? Follow the North Star?
No, I just drove around until I found the house.
Oh. That's a strategy. What do they call it? Trial and error.
Yeah.
You just flood it with options until you find the one that works.
I became AI, except for like not quantum, just one thing at a time until something worked.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Carol, you ever got lost somewhere?
Actually, it was in first year on a high school, and we got a meeting camp where we just went on a whole weekend to camp with the whole first year classes and spent there a couple days. And it was forbidden after 10, leave the cabin, Yeah, but we were like, we got money, we can get a beer somewhere, with my friend.
A beer?
Yeah, we were 15, 16, something like that.
Drinking?
Yeah.
Underage?
Yeah. And it was really big lake in my country. Like, you just walk a whole night around the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And we were walking the whole night. We stopped on the road, actually, and just lie down because we were depressed teenagers, just did like, okay, some truck can just kill us right now. Just a stupid thing.
On purpose?
On purpose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we were running out of pubs, which were still open after 10 on a weekday. No one is open at that time.
Yeah.
And when we went to one pub, they were like, oh, sorry, we are closing right now. They would pour us a beer, but they were closing.
Yeah.
So we walked to search some kind of a pub. And it was middle of the night, and we were running out of batteries on our phone also.
Oh, no.
So we lost the light. We lost the light of the sky also.
The light of the sky?
Yeah, it was
cloudy.
No stars, no moon, nothing. And it was in a woods. The lake was near woods.
Oh, no. Bad combo.
So we walked through the night till the morning. With a foggy wood, which looked like Silent Hill, actually. We were scared to death. Then we find the light. It was those cabins in the morning. We come back at 4 a.m. The alarm went on 6 a.m., so we got 2 hours of sleep. And we were going back to our city. Just the camp was over. And we were just wandering around like where to get at least the freaking coffee in the morning.
Oh, no.
We were so tired, and it was the stupidest idea.
And hungover.
No alcohol at all. We didn't find any pub open, but at least it was like really great, story for telling.
It was probably a good thing the pub wasn't open, because then you would have got drunk, then got lost, and it would have been twice as worse.
Yeah, but teachers never found out, so it was good.
Okay, well, now they know, because now they're hearing it. Mr. Garrison or whatever your teacher say, oh, I knew it. I knew they snuck out.
The teachers are going down. The pubs are going down because they're serving the minors. Like,
everybody's going down. They're all watching this show right now. I'm going to get them. I remember this one time in particular when I was a little kid. I'd probably be like Elliot's age, maybe even a little bit younger. I don't remember, but I was at the grocery store with my grandmother. And this was the first time I ever got lost, and it freaked me out, right? So I'm like at the grocery store, and then, they're just aisles like normal grocery stores. And at some point, I don't know, maybe I got distracted by some cereal or some item. Next thing I know, I look over and my grandma's not there, and I'm like, oh no. So then I'm freaking out trying to look for her, and in my looking for her, I'm sure I just got farther and farther away from her. You know what I mean? So I'm like looking, I'm like, oh, I don't know where to go. And I started like hyperventilating and like anxiety attack, and I'm just a little kid, so I'm like, I don't know what to do. And so then I went up to the cashier and I was like, I lost my grandma. And then they're like, oh, okay. And then they went like, hello, there's a little boy here. We're looking for it. They're like, what's your grandma's name? I was like, Barbara. They're like, we're looking for Barbara, a little boy here. And then she came, and she's like, where? I was in the next aisle over or whatever. And I was like, I didn't know where you were. I was so scared. It was so scary. And I'll tell you just a backstory of that, because now it's like I'm a parent, right? I had a scare one time with Emmett, because me and his mom and Emmett, because there was no Elliot at the time, we went to a Kohl's. And we were like, she's shopping for clothes or whatever. And then all of a sudden I look, and there's no Emmett. And I'm like, where's Emmett? Where's Emmett? And we're both freaking out. We're like, Emmett! We're like, ah! And he was just like hiding in, those the circle thing where the shirts are and stuff. He was just hiding. He's like, hey, here. I was like, oh no, dude. That was like the scariest thing in the entire world. I was like, oh no, like that is That trumped whatever my fear was of me get lost, me losing my kid. I was like, whoa, that was crazy. Absolutely nuts. Let's see here. Shannon, last time I went off-road in front of a oh, is this for the woods? I got lost in the woods looking for dogs. I needed help getting it. See, woods is just a really bad place. Like in general, stay away from woods. Every horror movie's in the woods. Nobody don't go to the woods.
It's easier for me to find my way in the woods than it is in like
because you're like looking at the bark. He's like, well, the moss grows on the north side of the...
It's something about the fact that woods are so easy to get lost in that you pay attention. Like you're memorizing every detail of every.
Are you doing like even what is it the story Hansel and Gretel or whatever? They leave like crumbs.
Leaving
they
a trail.
Yeah,
like
you leave something.
It depends on how far I was going. Like.
Yeah. You got the strategy.
You know, you're going 30 feet in the woods. You just pay attention, you know, like keep some sort of idea of like, oh, this is behind me. This is in front of me.
Yeah.
Like constantly updating that internal map. But yeah, if you're going super far, you make signs.
I feel like I try to do that when somebody's trying to show me how to get somewhere. Like if they're driving and they're like, all right, you know, you're going to go down this road and you're going to turn. I'm like trying to absorb all of that too. Like, okay, I remember facing straight and oh yeah, there's a right 8 here. Okay. Like trying to absorb it so that way you can replicate that too. You got to be in the moment here. And then my dad said, he used to let me drive when I was 16, 17. I didn't have my license yet. And we would drive around his, where he lives right now. It's a lot of cornfields. There's just dirt roads, cornfields. And he'd be like, hey, let's go drive around. And we'd be driving around. He'd be like, pull over. I'm like, oh, I'm pulling over. And then he'd get out and he'd go up to the corn stalks and he'd grab some corn. And then he'd come back and he taught me how to do a burnout because we had like a rear wheel drive. I think it was the Grand Marquis. I can't remember exactly which car it was. But then if you hold the brake halfway, put the gas down, it's enough for the front wheels to be stationary and the back wheels to go word. So then you could do the sick burnout as we take away from stealing some farmer's corn. And but then my dad said we always found our way back. And that's because like at his place, it's not necessarily the stars, but it's like the cell towers. You know what I mean? They got the cell towers with the flashing red light. So you're like, okay, the flashing red light is this way. I remember that's like, 3 miles east of the house or whatever. That's what he would always be telling me. Like, all right, remember the cell tower. That's how we're going to get back. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm trying to think here. But, I'm just listening to him. Obviously, he's going to be the one doing the directions. I'm just a kid.
Burn out sometimes too, but just not on purpose.
Not on purpose? Oh, you're like just trying to get away from a bank robbery and you're like, I got to go.
No, I just sometimes drive like a crazy person.
Oh, no.
And she drives a manual vehicle.
The stick shift.
Yeah, gear shift, yeah.
Oh,
Sometimes you just pop the clutch too much.
And then it just...
Sometimes you just push the pedal too much and it just goes...
There you go. Very nice. All right. Let's see here. Do you ever think about your parents as kids? What do you picture? Do you ever think about your parents as kids?
Oh, I bet they were little assholes.
You think little assholes? Because it's like rubbed off on you. You're like, well, I was definitely an asshole, so they were probably
immensely like larger though. Like,
oh,
yeah, man. Yeah. You didn't have nothing to do. Like, at least I could entertain myself a little. Got some distractions. Not being an asshole. Like, no, they were like full time.
All the time. That's the way they had fun. Assholes.
Yep.
That was America's pastime. Just being assholes.
Yeah, just going outside, being assholes to other people because your parents would beat your ass if you were an asshole at home.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't do that. You got to get the belt or the shoe.
And then you were frustrated and you went out and you
did it to somebody else.
You were an asshole to somebody else.
They're like, this is what my parents do to me. So I got to do it to you now.
I don't know if they were quite like...
There's a really good Key and Peele skit where he does that, where it's like the bully, and he's like, but the bully's explaining why he's bullying this kid.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Hopefully I'll find it for one of these after parties. Kara, what about you? What do you imagine your parents were like as kids?
Just because my mom told me so many stories about her when she was young, so I got really good imagine about it. The most of it I can imagine, she was really bad bullied by kids in her age because of her weight. She was really under The weight was like she was really just skin and bones. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, and really bad haircut because my grandma used to cut her with the actual pot.
With a pot? To give her the symmetrical bowl.
Yeah, and she got like really raw hair, so straight hair. So she was really bad bullied with other kids, and but she was also asshole as when she was kid because she told me about the story where she just drove on her bicycle in a really young age around the city and never told her father where she went.
Oh no.
She was supposed to be just in front of the house, but she was driving around the city, you know.
A rebel.
Yeah, but her father was like really good to her.
Yeah.
Like she was a daddy's girl. My grandma used to beat the shit out of her.
Oh no.
Really badly. Like she picked a flower, like the plant, which was something like a plant stinging your skin, like it makes your skin burning.
Oh, like a poison ivy or something.
Something like that, yeah. She'd take it and she beat the shit out of my mom with that.
Oh, no. Grandma?
Yeah, I love my grandma. I laughed. She died, but... so my mom was kind of a rebel, but also...
Yeah.
Bullied, so...
Yeah. Maybe that's probably why. She had to, like, get
out of the steam she got from the bully.
What do they call that? Release your venture... frustrations in a way to her. So her way was getting out there. I honestly, not so much like kids. Like I never really think about my parents as like kids. I think about them all the time in my ages, but now looking back, like, at some point my parents were, 18, 19, 20, 25, you know what I mean? And
right.
I was 25. I was 18, 19. It's like, and I never really thought of that. I always, like my dad, he said, I always thought my parents were old. I really did. Always thought, like, I never thought they were old, to be honest. I felt like my parents were just older than me, but I never thought like, oh, they're old people. Because my parents were relatively young when they had us, so they were relatively young. Like, my dad was 27 when I was, like, 9 or something like that. You know what I mean? That's still young for having a 9-year-old or something. But now that I'm, like, experiencing life, I'm like, oh, man, there's memories now where I remember my dad being 32. And I'm like, man, I'm older than that. Is that crazy? Yeah. That's just nuts. So, like, I never think about them as kids, but that does make a good point. Like, what would they be like as kids? I know my dad's told me a bunch of stories about him and his friends riding around on bikes, smacking girls' butts and stuff. So I'm like, man, he reminds me of like what I would have been without what he didn't want me to do. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't go outside. You don't. You can ride your bike down the block, and that's it. Like, and I think it was because he knew, like, him. He was gonna go into the city. He's gonna go be smacking girls' butts. He's gonna be go stealing from this place or that place. So he's like, I did that, so I can't let my son do that. And maybe that's the truth. Maybe that's what he was doing. Was like, I got to make sure my son doesn't turn out like I did or something. But I could see, like, in a different universe, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that sounds cool, exploring with your friends and doing all sorts of crazy stuff and, like, having little gangs and stuff. Yeah, I could see me doing that. Not in this universe, but in a parallel universe. That would be me. Very nice. The Booty Bandits, he said. Yes, that's what him and his friend's game was called. The Booty Bandits. Snatching booties. Very nice here. Cheyenne, I've been told you've been like your mom and you're also like your dad, so you just picture them both acting like me when you're a kid. And that's honestly, there's truth to that, like, because we are just a mix of our parents. We get some traits from mom, some traits from dad, physical and mental, and technically you get traits that are passed down from like that skip generations too. There's all sorts of genetic stuff.
Dominant versus recessive.
Yeah, so there's all sorts of like things where it's like, oh, you're just like your grandma in this aspect, because there's traits that do pass over certain things. Like I hear like doubles, twins and triplets is like an every other gene thing. So like if your mom had twins or triplets, then you're less likely to have it, but your kids are like twice as likely to have it because it's something that skips generations for some reason. And so there's certain things to look out for. So if you're like, oh man, can I have twins? You might be able to have twins if there has to be a precedent in your family. Like if nobody's had twins, well, you're not going to pop up for the first one. There has to be some genetic link in somewhere in your tree where there was twins there in order for it to be a recessive gene that could pop up any moment. Because not everybody has twins. It's pretty rare. Right. But my brother and sister are twins. On a technicality, they were triplets. There's just a long story in that. But so
wait, did they eat some kind of a baby there?
Did they eat one of their siblings? No, no. I believe there was like a car accident or something, and the one didn't survive, but the two did. But while they were still very small in the process, so they weren't a very grown in the process. But what's funny or not funny is my first pregnancy, not me, because obviously I can't do it, but my first pregnancy with my ex-wife, we actually did have triplets in the gestation. They didn't make it, but that's where we were all shocked. We're like, oh, this is nuts, because I was really thinking, like, because that's what I've always heard. It's like, oh, it skips a generation. I was like, well, my mom had triplets, so there's no way I'm going to have them. But then my sister had twins, Kaylee and Lydia. So it's like, it's really prevalent in my family for some reason to have twins and triplets. So my kids, I don't know. They might be the first ones to like actually get the triplets all the way through. That'd be kind of nuts. But honestly, having one kid is really difficult. And then twins, I'm sure I didn't get to experience it. My sister did, but I'm sure that's like twice as difficult. And then triplets, it's like, bro, just call it. Just call it. You have 3 kids all at once, all at the same time, because 1 is hard. 2 is really hard. 3, it's just like game over. Don't even do it no more. All right, very nice. Let's move on to the last one. We're on the biggest questions that there possibly can be. Philosophical things that'll just make you think, such as, who is someone that you know you can talk to about anything? Jason, who is someone you know that you can talk to about anything?
About anything.
About anything.
That's you.
Oh, I was hoping he'd go for me. That's the whole premise of this show. We talk to each other about anything. But what's funny is like, and I'll just quickly answer that. Obviously, it's
sure?
you. Yeah.
You sure?
Oh,
yeah.
No.
I know more than he does now.
Yeah, that's true.
So?
He knows he can talk to me about...
I know more than you now, though, Al.
And I can guarantee I know things that you don't. I do not want to go down this rabbit hole. Don't do that.
We're not doing it.
We're not doing that.
So it's not me.
This is something.
This isn't a personal thing.
But you're telling me now everything. Like
you should have answered it her, Jason. Now just tell it. Do it again.
Yeah,
do it again, Jason. Go ahead. Say it's her.
I'm really hurt by
He's redacting his answer. This is why the girlfriends can't come. They get hurt by answers. They get hurt by answers.
That is true.
Like you tell me completely everything from your childhood to adulthood, like every secret.
Yeah,
you told me
this
completely
wasn't a question,
everything.
Who do you trust?
You told me completely everything.
That's true.
So?
Jason redacted it. It's now Carol. Carol's the answer. I'm redacting my answer too. It's not Jason no more. Who do I tell about everything? Honestly, other than Jason, there's nobody. Because, like, even my dad, I hold some stuff back because it's like I already know what his opinion's going to be. So I'm like, I really don't want to reinforce it. Like, certain things I kind of stay away from because it's like, well, that's I just don't want to hear more about that.
That's more of a thing of, like, knowing, though. Like, you already, it's not a...
Not that I can't.
Yeah.
It's not that I can't. I can tell my dad anything. And there's many things where I'm like, he would be the second person where I'd be like, what's the second closest thing? It's definitely my dad.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's a difference between, like, talking about anything and kind of already, like, you already know what their opinion's going to be on it. It's, you know, like, in some instances, it's going to be an argument. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just don't. But it's not because... you don't trust them with the information.
Yeah, you
know it's going to blow up for no reason.
Yeah. Very nice. Carol, I'm not even going to let you answer. It's Jason. That's how the show works.
It's my brother.
Oh, it's your brother. Jason, get mad at her right now. Tell her.
Yeah.
Tell her.
I'm joking. It's Jason.
This is how it is.
But that was like payback. Fuck her.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Last bigger question here. Let's make sure it's nothing that can get us off the rails. Let's make sure it's nothing that can get us off the rails. Let's make sure it's nothing that can get us off the rails. Here we go. All right. The family puts you in charge of burying a time capsule. What are you putting in it? So you want to bury a time capsule. For those that you don't know, it's something that you would bury underground so that way somebody in 100 years discovers it. And what do you want them to discover was this generation like 100 years from now? So what are you putting in that time capsule?
This would be like my blood family?
Well, they're not.
Doesn't matter.
They're not saying it's because of what do you want the family to find. It's what do you want some random human to find in 100 years. Okay. That's the time capsule.
Shit, man. To be honest, like, there's so many magical things you could put in there for like generations to see what it is now.
Yeah.
But bro, I'd put a Blockbuster case.
So they would know what renting movies was?
Yes.
That's a good one.
That was cool. That was cool. That is a tough one, man. Like, I don't want to
can of whipped cream.
Yeah,
we used to do this thing. It was whipped cream in a can. It was crazy.
I don't want to like leave anything too open to interpretation because it would be like, do you remember going outside? What would be the number one item for like going outside?
Maybe you took a pitcher. You'd put a pitcher.
You could do a picture. I was like a stick. Every kid has picked
there's
up
no
a stick
trees.
and been like, whoop. No, it's just like even now the generations don't really like. Yeah, they go outside, but it's a totally different experience. It's like, did you see what I saw on YouTube? Oh, yeah, I did see that on YouTube. Did you see this brain rot meme? Oh, yeah.
How can we put a brain rot meme in the box?
Right.
Because in 100 years, they're like, what is this dumb This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It's already dumb now. Imagine 100 years from now. Yeah. It's either really, really dumb or it's like the most intelligent thing.
Yeah, but like, no, I find myself missing those things all the time. Is like having to, like, yeah, I can go to the store now. I get it. But like having to go to the store.
Yeah. You're trying to somehow bottle up experiences.
Yes, like
you're like how to maybe for your time capsule you make a video and you tell a story. Back in my day, we used to go outside and pick up sticks, and then we'd go to Blockbuster and rent the VHS.
Why you gotta make me sound like I'm ancient? Bro?
Because by the time you go to do this time capsule, you're
years.
old. Yeah, you're really old.
Well, I'd be dead.
Well, you would be dead, but the video is still good.
I guess.
So that's what your answer should be. Like, I want to tell them about the experiences. Of
I want
the
them
2020s.
to know what it felt like.
Yeah.
No, not 2020s.
This is the 20. Oh, you're thinking even earlier. You're like, remember the 1990s.
90s, 2000s.
Early 2000s. Carol, what are you putting in this time capsule so that way 100 years from now they'll be like, what the heck is it? What's part of your time, part of your era?
I would probably, because I'm proud Czech, I would probably put there the history of my country, a book with the history of my country, which reaches 900 years to history, actually.
The history of the Czech?
Of the Czech. You can't say that about USA because it's not that long here, you know.
Oh, yeah, it's only 400 years old.
Yeah, it's not that long. So, like, yeah, I would put there the history of the Czech and my bloodline, actually, because I became from the aristocrats, from, you know, princesses and stuff like that.
Oh, you got the royal blood.
Yeah, the blue blood. Yeah, so I would put there the bloodline where my ancestors reaches to the history, like find the... Actually, my cousin did that. He studied the history and he found the bloodline in some kind of 1400, something like that. So I would put there the bloodline, you know, the tree of my family, so they would actually know my name and where I came from.
Okay, very nice. And does my dog count? I guess a picture of your dog. My dad, you can tell me anything, son. I do understand that I can tell you anything. And I truly tell him pretty much anything. The only thing I stay away from is like, it's like I already know he's going to shit all over like Garrett or something. So it's like I don't try to shit on Garrett too, because then it's like a double shit fest or whatever. So it's like there's certain things like that. Or it's like I know what his opinion's going to be, so I don't say it because I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? It's like, I already know what he's going to say. I don't need to hear that right now. I'll hear it later after I do the thing. And then I get to, well, you know, I did this thing, not I'm doing this thing. Sometimes I want to do it backwards. And I know he's going to be like, dude, that's not how you should do it. You should pre-warn me so that way I can give you advice. And I do that most of the time. As far as my time capsule goes, I'm thinking things like Pokemon Yellow. They'd be like, "Oh, what was Pokemon?" I'd have to put in a Game Boy too.
What is
but
Yellow?
Yellow was the third game. Technically, it was the second game because Blue and Red came out at the same time. But Yellow was the third game, but it was the first one for Game Boy Color, and it was the first Pokemon game that I ever got personally. So that's why I bought this, because I was like, I gotta play this, but I just unfortunately have not been able to buy a Game Boy Color because it's one of those things that's retained its value. All the other, you could buy a DS for like $20. Right. You can buy a 3DS for $10. They're gonna give those away more. But a Game Boy Color is still $100, and I just don't understand.
You have the cartridge for the. I think we talked about this already before, but I was gonna say you could just run an emulator to play the game. You have it.
I know, but there's a different, because I got the emulator for Blue,
but you want to hold it.
I want to do the whole boo boo doo doo doo, and I've already said the story a few times about like there is a special limited edition yellow Game Boy Color with Pikachu, Togepi, and I think it's Igglypuff or something, and that was like the first console thing I ever got with this game. They came in as a bundle, so I need that Game Boy specifically. And if I do get a different Game Boy, it's just a regular green or blue shell or whatever it is, they sell the shell for $15 on eBay. So I can swap out the shell. It won't be exactly the same, but honestly, I think I'd be just as happy with it because in my brain...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Who cares, bro? Like, once I get that, I'm like, oh, it's the shell.
It's a shell.
It's a shell. Who cares? Yeah, and I got, like, Pokemon cards I'd probably put in there. And I'm trying to think, maybe an Xbox controller. I would just get random things for... We got the James Hetfield picks. They're like, who is James Hetfield? I'm telling you, like, that's what I would do, is like all the things that I guess I was interested in.
Or they'll be worshiping him as some sort of metal rock
They're like,
god.
oh man, this guy was like on fire. Like one of these pics, he's like behind flames. This guy was like a master of fire.
It's kind of insensitive. He was on fire once.
That's probably where that picture came from. They're like, the guy's like, oh, he couldn't have told us to get out of the way.
Oh my God.
It's like, click. It's like, oh no, I'm on fire. And they're going to find the picture like, he was the master of puppets. The master of puppets. Isn't that nuts? That's just how it'd be. Very nice there. Cheyenne, the signed band pick you sent me. Oh, yes, thank you. Now, but this is the thing. We're not supposed to put, like, specific, like, you know, I think it would be, it's like some sort of vacuum seal thing for yourself. But I guess they would, like, they'd open up the capsule and be like, who's this band? Epic Disappointments. Let me see here. And maybe the digital stream still works, and they're like, oh, this is ass. This is ass. Why would she save this? Why? I don't understand. All right, very nice. Thank you, everybody. Let's go to the after party.
It's the after party.
Sorry.
Whoa. We're finally going to play that. We haven't played that song in quite a while. We're going to bring it back for the DRI show because it has such a big breakdown. But I told the guys, I was like, we need the bass drop pedal. I almost said it, like I told them today, if we don't get the pedal, we should cancel the show because it's a make or break. You know, we got to have it. Once I saw a band that had it, I was like, we need it. Without it, we're nothing. We're nothing without our bass drop pedal. All right, so we got some content here. Let me load up the first thing here. This thing was just cracking me up constantly. I saw a ton of these videos here. Let me pause it. Don't play until I'm ready. This guy,
Chinese mask.
Yeah, he's actually Elon Ma, and must be a repost because his actual channel name is Elon Ma, and he looks just like Elon Musk. It's hilarious. Let's take a look at this. Elon, hang on, I'll add in corner, but I gotta do some funky stuff here. Bear with me. Do this, do that. Well, let's take some of Jason's space here. He don't need all that space. He's sitting down. There we go. Perfect. All right, here's Elon Ma. This guy's hilarious.
Elon Ma.
You think it's AI? It's not AI. It's not a.
It's real.
It's not a deep fake.
But he went through some surgeries. Like you can see his nose. It's after plastic surgery.
I love you. I love you, cats.
It appears like a deep fake. You know what I mean? Where those people do it, but.
You very good. Wow.
Those buttons are holding on the real hope there. Like you see those buttons.
Hi, everyone. I'm Elon Ma. I love you, cats. Never give up.
Never give up.
Never give up.
That's our thing.
Wow. I love you.
Elon Musk.
He actually looks so much like him. Even he's got the mannerisms. Yeah. Obviously, he practices this.
Well, like Carolina was saying, like he probably went into the surgery room like, I gotta look just like Elon Musk. Yeah. I have to.
No one is born like that in China. Like you see that even the eyelids are after surgery.
Yeah. Then there's this here. Now, I saw this and I thought this was hilarious because we were talking about this a couple weeks ago where we're like talking about happy days. This Chinese company introduced unhappy leaves. They said if you're not happy, just don't come into work.
Oh, no one in Czech Republic would show up in work.
They would not show up in work?
No, everyone is unhappy there.
Unhappy? You say, oh, they're happy all the time.
Oh, sure.
Oh, no. But that would be I'm going to add this. I saw this. I'm going to add it into the company policy. Like, I'm dead serious. If you're not happy, don't come in and ruin it for me. Because that's the only thing I'm not happy about is going to work for somebody else doing something I don't like to do. Once it's like my company, I'm like, this is amazing. Every day is awesome. So then when one of our graphic designers, a video editor, like, bro, no, stop.
Last time this came up, this was a totally different thing, though. We were talking about, like, being able to call in healthy. Like, I just
want a healthy day. I'm happy.
I feel good. I don't want to ruin that. Like, I'm going, wherever.
I feel like this is the same policy, but we'll call it like, I don't know. I was going to say mental health, but that even sounds like a negative connotation because we're talking about happy thing.
Job if they would start it with this.
Yeah, well, that's because you don't like your job. If you're not happy, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I like my job, but I'm being depressed all the time. That's my diagnosis. So, like,
how
can I be happy when I'm having antidepressants taking twice a day?
Oh, well, they're not doing their job then because they're called antidepressants.
No, it's not supposed to make you happy. It's supposed to make you less sad, actually.
Oh, well, then they're not working enough. They need to make you less sadder. But at this company, we only hire people that are happy. They got to be happy, 100%. And if they're not happy, then we just say, hey, you know what, take the day. And I'm not saying, oh, take the day off, don't get paid. I'll pay you. Go home. Don't ruin my happiness. I'll still pay you for the day, but I'm trying to be happy over here. China, they got it going on. Gary, there's Gary again. Let me go ahead and pull up the next one here. 1 second. I need to have a way to go boop, boop, back and forth without showing you guys all the back end here. This was nuts. We're going to see I guess I call it a hard stop here. Look at this dog. What's going to happen to it? I don't know. You tell me. Oh, freaking Facebook. Of course, Facebook is going to be slightly off center.
No, don't put our widow with 3 legs dog.
No,
I'm gonna cry tonight because of that.
No, that dog has 4 legs.
Really?
I think he's normal. That's a normal dog. Well, he is now. All right, let's see here.
No, he has 3 legs.
That is totally not what I expected to happen.
I know you guys are focused on the dog.
He's just gonna get up like,
crush that thing.
I'm still gonna cry because of the dog, though.
The dog's fine. He lived through it. This guy was like,
no, but he has
look at this.
Legs.
Yeah, he doesn't know any different.
The way his head, like,
I don't care about the chubby guy.
The dog's fine.
No,
the dog's fine. It's a dog.
He's going to have PTSD now, the dog.
For doing nothing.
For seeing a fat guy do a flip?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's a human being that could have suffered life-threatening injuries.
About humans. I don't care.
Oh, that sounds evil. I don't want to hear that. All right. We're going to go to the next one here. Boop, boop, boop. Dogs aren't good. They're not as good as humans. All right. Here we go. Next one. TikTok. We're back. This is the future of escalators, Jason.
I don't know.
This elevator is truly
They keep saying elevator, but it's clearly
an
escalator.
version of the elevator, and it's completely different from anything you've seen before.
Jason.
This looks
the unique thing about it is that in addition to alternating
it does
your
look
feet
like you have to use a lot
pedal,
more brain power.
You also need to use your hands to help you get on. Sounds complicated, right? But in reality,
right?
It's even harder to use. Many people simply can't get on at all. That's why some people jokingly call it an IQ test. Some even humorously say it's designed to stop you from using your phone while in the elevator.
Because you can't. You need both your hands on the...
This elevator doesn't have an official name, but people online have already come up with some funny names for it.
I feel like people aren't trying
and IQ test elevator.
Certain thing. That one, she's thinking.
Here's the correct way to use it. Just alternate your feet, and it will slowly take you up.
So
if this new
he
type
doesn't
of
even show
elevator
somebody
becomes
using it
common in the
correctly.
future-
But after he said just alternate your feet, it made sense. Basically, you kind of stand in place, and you just get the timing of going like this, and the thing will get your feet underneath it and pull you up.
See that in any airports anytime soon.
But doesn't that sound ridiculous?
Trying to get your luggage up there?
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
That's bad.
I don't know what problem they're trying to solve there.
Space.
Space?
Instead of going this way, you're
and then
just
having
going
a belt
like
going.
basically whoop, straight
Plus,
up.
yeah, I guess there's a belt that has to wrap around for an escalator so that redoes the stairs versus it's just going like this, left and right. That makes sense. This is another, like, what issue are they trying to solve? This is the future of flights.
Standing. Yeah.
You put that in any place you don't want old people.
Yeah, they're like, oh, bro, they're already trying to cram you as close as they can. They're like, how can we cram more people in here? Oh, get rid of legroom. Just make them stand. Doesn't this sound like the most awful
harness,
thing in the world?
Right? So you could just blat.
Well, that I think that's what they're trying to tell. Well, except for that design right there,
Yeah,
there's
that one
nothing by the
doesn't.
crotch. And I love sleeping on planes. I mean, that's my favorite way to time travel. Get on a plane, fall asleep, wake up, boom, you're at your next destination. Even going to Hawaii, it was an 8-hour flight. I was like, boop, boop, wake, oh, we're in Hawaii. It's time travel, boop, boop, boop. It's easy. Because it's like I'm a baby in the car.
Yeah, but
just
then imagine me going from Europe to here in 37 hours, you know, like traveling.
I would
37
sleep the
hours.
whole time. I'd be
like
sleeping
a
like
12-hour.
15 hours in Istanbul airport.
What was it? Yeah, that's a layover though.
yeah.
Yeah, but still the flight was 12
I
hours
don't even
here.
think we have planes that can fly for 30
But see, this is the
hours.
thing with the
Stop it.
international flights. Obviously, not for everybody. We got to get like the real premium seats, but where they get their own little rooms in first class.
Oh,
You get a
yeah.
whole bed and something like that. We got to get to the point, like before, because I'm always talking about going to Japan. Before we go to Japan, we got to make enough money so we can buy the first class seats, so we can get the actual. So when it's an 18-hour flight, we're like, oh, bro, go to sleep. It's no big deal. Easy peasy.
Sleep in a normal chair, to be honest with you.
I don't know. After 20 hours being awake, like I couldn't sleep on the airport. It was really impossible to sleep there. And me standing for the next 12 hours in this, I would just kill myself immediately.
Yeah,
I would just
no, this
jump
sounds
out
awful.
of the plane.
This sounds absolutely awful. I mean, maybe
Just
if
the
this
whole
harness
time.
was good enough where, I could just like zombie flop, maybe. I might be able to do it, but no, not with the
Those
one where I
ones
have to
that don't-
actively stand.
Yeah, those are like the whole time you're like, man, I hope this thing goes down.
But it also does depend. Like, if this is significantly cheaper, let's say it's like, $50 to get from 3,000 miles or whatever. Okay, well, I'd like it to be an option. This is like the super poor people seat. Like, you only got $50 and you're trying to get from Dallas to Detroit. You stand. I'd be like, all right. There might be times where I'd be like, yeah, that's no
Or
problem.
what if you don't pay for luggage at all anymore?
Because
of all the space they're saving by making people stand up,
Like
they got
sardines.
all this. They got all
But
this
usually
room
you
for
don't pay for
luggage.
the luggage. You just have it in
I'm
the
saying
ticket
like
price.
there's a limit though.
Yeah.
But like now they would be able to say like, okay, instead of one
But what they
bag and
do,
one
you
check.
can just pay in around the Europe when you're traveling by the plane. You just have the carry luggage. You don't have the suitcase at all, and you got the cheaper ticket.
Yeah.
There you go. The carry-on.
Yeah.
Keep it cheap. Yeah. And then this was nuts. I saw this and I was like, no, Hollywood got another one. My dad said, be the luggage. You could just be the luggage. That's like the cheapest up. They're like, you can't even afford to stand. Get in the cargo.
Freezing in the luggage space, like they are freezing temperature.
That's what I'm saying. They're like, this is for the poorest of people. What else do you got? You're not getting from Los Angeles to New York. $10, you get in the cargo.
So many people already frozen to death when I tried to travel like that.
They froze to death like that? They were getting in the cargos?
They were getting in the cargos through the wheels, like those, I don't know, people who were trying.
Oh, yeah, that's next level. Though.
Sounds like the Afghan withdrawal.
Yeah,
years
they
ago.
were hiding there, and then some of them fall from the sky, or some of them just frozen to death. And
They're hanging onto the landing gear like, I'm going to fly all
Yeah, I
the way
know.
there. Like,
They
that was
really
a
found
stupid
them.
idea.
They
Oh,
found
no.
them dead, frozen to
Yeah.
death.
Yeah,
It
that was
happened
a
in
stupid
2024, actually.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
They need to learn more about like physics. And stuff than the history.
And then
clearly,
the sky is really damn cold.
Dang.
Or the fact that you're really, really likely to lose consciousness at that.
You don't have
'cause
oxygen
the air.
there. Yeah, it's like you have a really, like there is oxygen, but there's too much of it.
One piece
like,
of hair.
Too much.
That's like not going away.
Yeah.
It's one piece of hair that's sticking. Get out of here, hair. All right, next thing. Hollywood got another one. What the heck happened to Jenny Ortega?
Ortega, y'all. This the
Look
same
at her.
girl that played Wednesday.
He's going to show you what she used to look like
Beetlejuice
a year
Y'all
ago,
trying
not
to tell
long
me
ago.
That's her? If so, that's crazy to me, y'all.
It's crazy.
She
looks
different.
really
Am I
different.
tripping? Look at the picture, y'all. Look at her
Show 'em.
jawline. It is a little sharp.
Show 'em Zay
Look at her
reacts.
jaw, look at her eyebrows. Look at her whole head. Come
Yeah.
on, y'all. That
It's
is
totally
night and
different.
day.
She
Can
went through
y'all
some
see the
surgeries,
difference?
probably.
What, she got a whole
Some?
makeover or some shit?
The whole
Botox.
thing.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Definitely
I'm not
Botox.
crazy.
I'm not
Don't look
crazy.
like Jenna Ortega to me, y'all.
I always used to think, oh, Jenna
I know
Ortega, that's
people
pretty chick.
change, I know people
And now
grow
I
up,
seen that, I'm
I
like,
know
oh
they
no,
change
they
their
must have swapped her
hairstyle,
out.
hair color, but
You know, like
her whole
Dave Chappelle,
face
he looks totally different than he did.
All
I'm
I'm
trying to
saying
think.
is,
There's like a handful
y'all
of
know
celebrities
how
where it
Hollywood
looks like they may have
The
been
crazy
swapped
thing is,
out.
I'm not the only
Zac
one that's
Efron?
saying this.
But
It's
he-
numerous
Oh, I think I
people
did hear
saying
about
it.
Zac
But
Efron.
he had
been
this
quiet.
accident with his face.
Quiet
Yeah.
as of late.
Justin
Like, not a
Bieber, I
peep.
heard he got swapped.
And she's normally not that quiet. Y'all can
I want to go back. Now, you see it? Look at
Yeah.
this. That's not good.
The jaw is different.
The
She looks like
jaw.
she can eat a whole sandwich in one bite.
She gob, gob, gob. She's like, she got mouth enlargement surgery.
I don't know if they make her like surgery of the whole jaw, or if this is like a Botox.
it's a different angle.
Why do women do that? Like, clearly she had nothing wrong with her, and she's like, oh, you know what? Let me get
Maybe
these
she-
cheeks lifted. Let me get this.
She wanted to apply to Minecraft movie, get the.
She's
shape.
very square. Yeah, she was probably trying to get in and didn't make it. They're like, no, you look freaky. You're going to scare all the kids. Scare all the kids. Yeah, she looks freaky. This not look good.
Dude, I hope she never watches this.
And I like Jenny Ortega. I liked her, but no, not now. Not now.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I'm sorry, Jenna. I don't know what they did to you, but blink twice if you need help. If you need help,
She
let us
can't
know.
blink. That's a
That's
static,
why.
It's a static face. It's no longer
Oh,
dynamic.
no. TikTok. Oh, this is just. Oh, of course. No way. I hate when things get banned before I can show them. And I get things. I'm telling you, I usually curate for the weekend, so that way I can get it fresh. And that already got banned. But basically, I'll just tell you about it really quick. It was a car accident. These girls got into a car accident. And then this is in the middle of the road. They get out, and one of their friends gets their phone in front of them. They're like, doot, 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 doot. There's the car accident in the middle of the street. Not a little boop. It was like, boop. And then it doesn't show that part. It just shows like the part afterwards where they're in front of the. Doot, 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 doot. And it's like, no,
God.
this is this generation. This will go viral. And it obviously went viral. We're talking about it right now, even though it's been banned. But it's like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong?
It probably got taken down because those people are gone now.
Yeah.
Like the person who got hit was like, "This is not."
It
worth
looked
it for
really
me.
bad. The footage looked really bad. This guy nails this really difficult trick. Okay, so let's bring this up here. LJ Verdi. Of course, I gotta scoot it over. Why? Oh, it's because it's on the reels. Oh, that's why. Oh, I don't know what the hell that is. I didn't curate that. Oh man,
Dude.
is that Fred? Is that Fred in his full form? Oh, no. Fred.
I don't like that at all.
That's Fred. Now you guys know what Fred's like. I don't know what the hell that was. That was just something random that popped up on my Facebook. This is how I get this. This is how I get this content for you people. I think I'll just have to do the big screen so you can see this guy nail this sweet trick. You remember scooters? This stuff's hard. So he got like a whole circle. And like, you know, that balance is very difficult. No. I wanted to make sure you guys were prepared for that. Wowzers. Oh, no.
He went to hell for laughing at
When I
this.
saw that photo, I was like, oh, wow, that's a really difficult. Wow, he's nailing it. And then at the end, I'm glad it didn't show the aftermath. I'm sure it didn't look pretty. I'm sure that was like really, I mean, it was
brutal.
On the corner, right on his forehead. I'm assuming
he
it
won't be
got caved
pretty
in.
anymore. He won't be handsome.
Yeah. Now, this isn't funny. This
Maybe
is
he
just
should call the Jenna Ortega and ask her about her doctor.
he's going to have to get surgery now.
Yeah.
He's going to be in the next Minecraft. This is actually
AI is
just not funny. It just is. It just is. And I was like, oh, this is good information. Because honestly, we're doing it right now in our business. But
to go.
The
so
future
right
of
now, we are
AI,
in the age
near
of
future.
generative AI. So generative AI is ChatGPT, Midjourney. You're generating music, art, text. We're coming to agentic AI. Agentic AI is AI that can actually think like an employee. It can solve complex problems without human intervention. So you can go to your agentic AI and you will soon be able to say, listen, I run a real estate property company. I need a really interesting post to showcase my newest development. The AI will go analyze all the pictures in your Google Drive, pick the best pictures which are going to create the best response, write a caption, come up with 3 different ideas, post 3 different ideas on TikTok, analyze the data, generate the video, generate the voice, generate everything, and then see which one has the best response, and then turn that into a Facebook ad, put that ad on Facebook, tap into your credit card account, go and deploy money to Meta to pay for the ad, analyze the results of the ad, decide if it should kill it, expand it, tweak it, optimize it, then get back to you in 48 hours and say, here's my report. And it'll do it better than any human employee. And it'll do it at maybe 1/100th the cost. We're going in an age of instant results. You've heard of software as a service. We're about to enter results as a service, RAAS. But
results as a service.
I'm not letting anyone in my Google Drive.
That's pretty.
Non-AI, non-person at all.
Well, you'd set up a separate one. You'd be like, all right, I'm gonna get this Google Drive. That's we got a business Google Drive, so obviously he gets he gets access to the business
Can
drive.
you imagine like going through your personal data?
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure Google already does that right now, but at least they're not doing with it any.
Yeah, but then they would just use it for ad. Like they would use your personal stuff for ad.
They're like, you got to get these Hershey chocolates, and it's the one time you were like,
you don't want that.
Hershey's.
You don't want that.
No, I wouldn't want that, but I definitely want this. Like, this is like kind of what I meant, like what he's saying. Right now we're in generative AI, so it's like I manually say, hey, Gary, give me 5 ideas about this. And then he goes, yeah. And I go, okay, I like these 3 ideas. Tell me the script of these. And he goes, here's the script and whatever. But he's saying in the very near future, because we're like pretty much on there, there's little AI agents right now, but you'll essentially say, I have a task for you. Accomplish that and come back to me. And then all the things that he just said are like separate things.
Well, I wouldn't even waste time with like, oh, I'm running this business or whatever. I'd be like, go out there and make me $100.
Well, yeah, but see, this is the thing. You'd want it to have
do what?
Help in your thing.
No, I'd want it to go out there.
You're like, I don't care what you gotta do.
What was the there's a whole word for it when you just do random odd jobs.
What? Like just freelancing or whatever?
Freelancing.
Yeah, freelancing.
You would have your AI freelancing for you.
Oh, see, I mean, yeah, I guess you could do that, but like if you're trying to grow a business.
Why would I try to grow a business?
Because that's what normal things. That's how you normally do it. Because I think you're thinking too small then.
No,
too
I'm
small
thinking like, yeah, not obviously for what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like, that's where that's going.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to get an agentic AI that can solve complex employment problems and then be like, well, guess I got to start a business. Like, no, they're going to be like, no, I want money. I want to buy this thing.
Oh man, I feel like they should charge a different tier for that. They're like, this is the lazy version. If you're not trying to grow nothing, then you pay $40 a month or something. But the people with the businesses, $20 a month.
Yeah, you got to have a business license to get access to.
Yes, maybe that's what they need to do. They're like, no, this is for people trying to make it legit. That's shady. That's like hiring a crackhead and be like, hey, go find me like 5 bags of M&Ms. And they'll do it.
They're going to have to, when you post something on all those freelancing pages, you're going to have like an anti-botting.
Oh, true. Like right now when I go to TikTok, it's like, select 2 shapes that are the same. But they're going to have to figure out, because honestly, why wouldn't AI be able to select 2 shapes that are the same? Like the CAPTCHAs, where it always like, oh, I want to check if you're a robot. Type in CAGE. It's like, you don't think a robot could do that?
Or like
a robot's so stupid? That it
or the ones that are like, pick all the ones with cars. It came from me. Like I am connected to the, like I generated all these photos. Stupid.
Yeah. You don't think AI would know what cars?
It's car. Not car. Easy.
So what do you think is the way that they prevent? What would you ask? What would you ask somebody? Because in this near future where you can't distinguish, at least in a virtual world, imagine meeting somebody virtually, right? You don't know if they're AI or not. What would you ask them so you could figure out if they were AI or not? Do you got like an idea of like how you would vet that?
How I would ask in a digital environment?
Yeah, like,
There's
you met
nothing
somebody
you can
on a
do.
game and they're like, oh, they seem really cool, but you're like, I'm not sure if they're
Send
AI.
me a picture of your fingerprints.
Yeah, and then they go, oh, here's my fingerprint. It's AI generated image. That's not good enough.
None of it's good enough.
There has to be like a question that only a human would answer in a human way.
Oh, you want to know for real, like right now?
Yeah.
Just ask it how it feels about something, and it'll be like, oh, I don't traditionally have feelings. You know, like, I gotta tell you, I am an AI. Like, yeah, they do it every time right now. It's kind of hilarious right now, but like, no, in the future, like, if that's gonna be the one thing, like, when they're wearing muscle skin suits and shit,
like
and
the
you gotta
exoskeleton
be,
thing.
you gotta be like, how do you feel? And it's gonna be like, all right, bro, I don't actually know how I feel. I'm an AI, and I have to tell you that.
That's like, you know, what drug dealers always think you can ask a cop. Are you a cop? And then they think that they can answer them, but like they could just lie. Cops don't have to tell you they're a cop, but that's going to be are you AI? No. Oh, okay. I thought you were for a second. That was crazy.
God,
we need to write that in the code. If we ask them if they're AI, they have to say yes. You know, like iRobot where they have the laws? That's the fourth law.
Always gonna have to disillusion you. Like when you go like, if it's a girl bot and you're like, oh, do you love me? They're immediately gonna be like,
what is love?
No,
I have that
not really.
problem now with AI's bots in a game, that Whiteout, which we
Oh
are
yeah,
playing.
that was nuts.
I started in a new server, like fresh new, and they put AIs instead of players into the game to fill the cap of missing people. Like people stop playing the game, like they are just having less and less people, and they putting their bots, which are appearing to be like a human. You can chat with them. You can actually like see their profile pictures, like they put there some kind of a random person, and those are bots.
Yeah,
and you don't know that until like
you gotta ask them. Are you a bot?
It started with the simple stuff, like they ask you if you have a Discord.
Yeah.
And if you like, they start to like, they want you to get in some kind of a site with the Discord.
Yeah.
And it appears that the developers are doing this thing, like they putting those, like, yeah, it's reasonable if they would do that.
Yeah.
They start missing like growing on power. They stop growing on power. That's how you know that they are bots, and they are non-stop online. They don't disconnect from the game. No sleep at all. Like 24/7 for several days going online. That's how you know those are bots. But I started in the new server and it was like filled with those bots. Like 20 bots already blocked on one server. Which is really annoying.
See, that's the problem. Is like you can be like in the near future, be like, hey man, I'm trying to get elite rank on Halo 20. Gary, go play Halo 20 until I'm elite rank.
This is my login info.
Yeah, and then he goes,
go ruin them, go pawn some nubs.
Yeah, go pawn them.
And then I thought like some people, which were actual people, I thought that they are bots, so I was accusing them falsely for being bots, but they wasn't. They were people.
It feels like iRobot was like, are you real? I'm not real. Who's real?
Detroit become human.
Yeah, like we don't know who's an android and who's not. Maybe if you tase them, because a human would be like, oh, that's crazy, but a robot would be like, I'm glitching.
No,
like I think they'd have different reactions.
Like the muscle suits.
Oh, you're right, because of the exoskeleton, the twitchy muscle thing.
Yeah, they'd be like,
we're running out of ways to figure out if these people are real or not. That's nuts.
It is.
Let's get a little positivity here. This squirrel, oh, that's not the one. This squirrel was caught in New York having a slice of pizza. I mean, look at this thing. He's a squirrel. He's having pizza. What are you doing there, Mr. Squirrel? He's like, I'm having a New York slice. Yum, 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 yum.
I saw running squirrel yesterday in the zoo with like a box from fries or something. It was like She was just running with the box from the trash, and it was like from fries or some kind of like food from the nearest stand there. It was damn cute.
Yum, 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 yum. Do you guys have black squirrels?
No.
Do you have
we
black
get
squirrels?
Ginger and brown.
I hear that a lot. Like when people come here, they go, "Oh, black squirrel." I'm like, "Oh, that's where the black squirrels are from, Detroit."
ADHD squirrels.
Yeah.
All right.
They're weird.
They're these urban squirrels are just there's something different about them.
Sorry,
One
they're
was
just like
having rabies or something. Like she was like half naked on her body.
Yeah.
Like it was
it's
like
called mange.
Now I saw this. It just scrolled on my feed, and I was like, "This sounds pretty cool to attempt this." I think I'll have to do it in reporting mode for people to see this. So it is an acting challenge. I said, "Wow, this is the niche crap that we talk about, where it's
Yeah.
This is how you grow." Like this guy's like posting videos where he's like, acting challenge, act with me. You read the blue or the red or whatever, and then you're supposed to act with them. And I was like, oh, that'd be fun. I want to try it. I didn't even watch the video. I was just like, that seems really cool. I want to try this out. So we're going to try this. Let's argue acting challenge. And I'm going to duet this guy live on the air.
Let's
see if I
argue
can act.
acting challenge. Read that red line. Duet
On the
me.
red line here.
Let's go. Why are we always arguing?
Is that a serious question?
Yeah, it is.
It's because of you, dude. I'm not the one who cheated.
Man, that was 2 years ago.
I think it should be a girl.
And we had 2 kids. They never mentioned they had...
You told me you were over that.
Who also punched my brother over some cookie? He needs better scripting. Should I keep going?
All right, so what?
And that's it right there. You just don't care. You don't care who you hurt and what you lose. You don't even care about yourself.
Let's argue.
That's pretty good. All right, that was the warm-up here. You got the second one here.
I think if you put there a female character, it would sound...
He doesn't say if it's like supposed to be male or female, but that's so funny that's how that ended up being. All right, how about this one? Dramatic acting challenge. Let's see what this one's about.
Challenge. Read that red line.
I'm
Duet
ready, dude.
me. Let's go. Hey.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You have anything you want to tell me?
No.
Well, I'm confused because Katie came by.
Oh, she came here?
Dang.
Yeah, and she told me something.
Okay, and what did she say?
She said she saw you. Why are you acting so confused?
Okay, but just let me explain. I knew it was wrong, and I was literally ending things when she walked by and saw us.
Wait, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the open house. She saw you.
Oh.
No, you did not. Jamal, why? With who? I could be an actor. I think it's time to act. Put me in the next Minecraft movie. The next Minecraft movie. I need to be in it. Look that guy up if you want to try that out. I think that's really cool. I think I'll actually do an official duet where you actually do it on TikTok with them. I think that'd be really funny.
I think all of those are going to be like girl roles, though.
No, I don't know. I'd have to check out his channel. I just want to see like what's his channel like? Oh, he already has 244,000 subscribers.
It's
a lot
cool
of
idea.
acting challenge. See, that's such a cool original idea. Where it's just like, oh man, I'm an actor. He's, obviously he's an actor, so, or at least trying to be one. So he's like, what happens if I posted these TikToks? It's original, it's sticky. What a good idea. People are duetting him just like me. Like, oh, I want to try that out. Smart man. All right, we're at the end. Oh, I was gonna say perfectly timed because I was trying to wrap it up by midnight, but it's 12:12 anyway. One last video, like we did last week. I want to end it on a really positive note. So I found this motivational speech about that one person. So let's go ahead and take a look.
Person in your life who says, "You got this, I believe in you," and you will find courage and energy to do things that you would not have had before. But more importantly, that person needs to also say, and if everything goes wrong, I will be there for you, and I will be there with you, and I will be in the mud with you, and has the ability to say, something's wrong, I'm worried about you. And I think burnout happens when you're attempting to do all of the things you see other people do and not realize that they have deep, meaningful relationships that you can't see. And you think, falsely, that you have to do it alone.
But all you need is that one person in your life that always pushes you forward, that always says, you can do it. Man, your ideas are great. Wow, you're so wonderful and funny and great. But then also when things aren't going good, they're like, you'll make it through. And it's okay. Failure's part of this thing. It doesn't matter if it's an up or a down. They're always with you through the thick, through the thin. Everybody needs at least just one person like that. It's great if you have more than one, but at least one. You're not in it alone. And if you're out there and you said, I don't got that person, then I am. I'm your one. Write me. But I have nobody, dude. I'm so lonely. It's me now. Steve,
it sounds
you can
joking,
do it.
But like Al would actually do that.
I would. We should start. That would be like part of the future Discord community. It's like people that are like, bro, I got nothing. Now you got the community.
Oh, hell yeah. To be honest, like I'd be there for some people too, as long as you don't make it weird. Like, don't be weird.
Yeah, as soon as you're weird, you're banned.
Yeah.
But until you're weird, we're here to uplift and motivate you. And that's the end of our show tonight. Jason, thanks for joining. Carolina, thanks for joining. Cheyenne, Tabitha, my dad, Mohammed, everybody else that joined when I couldn't read the chat immediately, thank you for joining. Everybody watching this later, thank you for watching. We are out of here. Good day. Sorry, everyone. The show's over, but we thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. We're out of here.
You what?
Good day.
Are you ready?